Yeah, I think we should be live. Guys, welcome to the One Night Stand podcast. I got a black belt in jiu-jitsu who's a complete badass here and also a real estate investor. Guys, real quick, I just want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Level Ultra Product Group. They're kind of getting things off the ground right now with their website, but as soon as they give me a product code, you guys can go there and get some discount off some off-roading equipment. And yeah, man. So what's going on?
Good to be here, bro. Thank you for having me. This is really impressed with your setup over here. This is man, this is as legit as it gets, people. I am so proud of this guy right here. Very impressive.
Real audio-visual guys, they would just be real pissed off at me because like there's a $6,000 camera on a $10 tripod and fucking towels.
Oh, that's right. I do notice the towels. Oh my god, dude. But this is legit though. This is nice.
Oh well, it had to be, right? So
yeah.
I mean, dude, it got way out of hand. You know, just from playing video games just to, I mean, just acting retarded, really. But
yeah, I saw that when I first saw it on, I guess on the gram, on the IG, for whoever calls it like the IG. You know, I'm 42 and I'm talking like I'm 24, right? But no, I knew you had to. That's why I came to you. I was like, man, I want you to hook up, teach me how to do all this because my daughter, I want to get her into YouTube and.
Yeah, man. Like you just, I mean, a lot of credit just goes to my father, man. I mean, you know, if hopefully he's watching right now.
What's up, Dad?
He's probably pissed off about me, like mentioning like what's in the room right now. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm just glad you came, man, because I got a lot of friends who, I mean, aside from wanting to be real estate agents, some of them don't want to be real estate agents, but they want to take part of like the whole real estate game. So like I'm glad that you're here. Plus we could talk fights, talk jiu-jitsu, and like I said earlier, you actually speak English and you don't have anything to show. You're a doer. You're a doer. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, and thanks for inviting me. This is I guess we could start a little bit about myself and
yeah. So like just I mean, because some of these guys, they can see your bio on YouTube, but a few of them are going to be watching from Twitch and Mixer and Periscope. So just go over just real quick of like what you do.
Sure. Basically, before I got into this is kind of my second career. That I got into. I used to be a former law enforcement. If you didn't know that, I don't know if you didn't know that.
Yeah, we're definitely talking about that.
Okay.
That's
I
awesome.
got some stories because this was my area around here. But
yeah,
I got out of law enforcement back in 2003. I took my real estate exam. I was challenged. It kind of came natural to me. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you why in a minute. But I took the real estate exam. My then wife, who's my ex-wife now, she challenged me, and it was kind of a, hey, you can't pass the test on the first try type of thing. And she had failed it a couple times, and I kept making fun of her. So she was like, you won't pass it your first try. You won't pass it your first try.
Yeah.
And I said, want to bet?
And lo and behold,
I got licensed. I got licensed and I never looked back. That was back in 2003, and after that, I worked for a small mom and pop firm. Got to learn the business. Did very well. I attribute that to a couple things. There's a book that I tell everybody to read. If you go to my Instagram, Xaxuca_BJJ. Yeah. You'll see a photo of my daughter actually reading Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh, okay, so I started reading that, and that kind of like it makes the gears turn. Like, oh no, I'm kind of losing it right now.
It makes you just take a different look and perspective of how money works. You know, if I don't know how it was for you growing up, but around my house, God forbid, you spoke about bills or money or finances around the dinner table. So that kind of hit home when I read that. After that, I hit the floor running. Did very well as a salesperson. Got into commercial real estate. Made a ton of money doing commercial. Was doing mostly multifamily and industrial. After that, I had some cash in the bank, and that's when I was approached by a friend of mine. Let's buy houses at the courthouse steps. So then I went there.
Now was that tax deed?
That wasn't tax deed. That was buying foreclosures.
Okay.
There is a difference, and I'll explain. We can get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
After that was a great run, probably like a 5 or 6 year run. After that, it all went online. For everyone, for those who don't know, you can go to myorangeclerk.com.
OrangeCountyClerk.com
/ or / one of those.
Yeah.
Realforeclose.com or something. So,
right.
And that's where you'll see the whole.
And you make an account, and you can actually see.
You got to deposit money into the into the clerk, the registry. That's what it's called, and then you can start buying.
So now, like, what do you do now? Because you own.
Now I own a residential brokerage. We do houses. I own a property management company. We manage a little over 100 properties. I also have a commercial brokerage. We do commercial investment sales.
See, I'm laughing because like my dad and my family probably thinks that like all my friends just smoke weed. You know? So like, my dad's
nothing wrong with smoking weed, but you know,
yeah.
But you got to work at the same time and grind and hustle. You know.
Yeah.
So I recently got back into commercial. Like as I told you, I have a brokerage, Sperry Commercial Global, here in Orlando. We're a 4-man firm. And we just hit the floor running this year, and we've got a lot of deals closing coming the next 90 days. So we're doing well. But again, we can. It all started with the. I know you said your friends are kind of torn as to what they should do,
what direction to take, and right.
You know, and a lot of people ask me, Kevin, what do I do? You know, and I always say. I've done wholesaling. Have you heard of? You know what wholesaling is?
I don't. But I've heard of it. I've heard the term being thrown around.
Wholesaling is you basically get a house on the contract and you sell your rights to that contract to someone else.
Okay, so the option.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or your equitable interest, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
You sell it to someone else for a fee, and then they close in your place. They fund the deal.
And it's theirs, and you got the fee.
Correct, and you're basically taking the ham out of the ham and cheese sandwich.
Yeah,
and the two slices of bread connect,
and you made the deal.
Yes, and you walk away with the largest fee I've ever done was about $45,000.
Okay,
whole 7 minutes worth of work.
That's, I mean, dude, that's fucking awesome, right?
Yeah, it's
because a lot of people that's just so far fetched, and like you start hearing a story, and it's like, okay, it's not that incredibly far if you just know exactly what to do, right? And
I tell people, there's so many areas where you can get into in real estate. There's not only residential sales. You can get into just doing property management. I know guys making well into the 6 figures. All they do is manage property. They don't do sales. You can get into working in the title companies, doing title work, doing closings. You can get into lending. Get your loan originator license. That's a 3-day course.
And I think that's where people get hung up because it's like going to Cheesecake Factory. The menu's so big. What do you get? You get overwhelmed.
And I tell people, basically get the license, and then figure out what you want to do, what area you want to work. Start working multiple areas.
Now, which license exactly though? There's
two that you'll need to get: the real estate license, which I believe is a 63-hour course.
Okay.
There's a couple local schools that you can go to. You can do it online. A couple different ways you can do that. So then there's the lending, the loan origination license, where you can do mortgages. You can do lending. You can do residential lending. You can do commercial lending. Okay. So there's different ways you can. There's different areas in real estate. You don't have to just do residential sales.
Right.
You can get into wholesaling. You can get into house flipping if you got some capital.
Yeah.
Again, you can. There's just so many. But when they tell you, when you read, a lot of books on real estate, they tell you what is, I think the percentage is like 82% of the millionaires in America have done it through real estate. I mean, that's a powerful number.
Yeah, I mean, because it's so scarce, right? There's always so much grass on the earth. But one of the I want to start getting into like capital gaining in a minute. Just before we get into that, what was I going to say? Commercial versus residential I can imagine there's a big jump. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Is there? What are the differences?
So the difference basically. When you get into the, and I'll give you an example of a couple residential shops. You got your Keller Williams, Century 21, Remax.
Okay.
Those are your residential guys.
Right.
Those are guys, they will train you to do residential sales. And they always tell you when you go to real estate school, they'll tell you to start with your sphere of influence, which is friends, family. Those are the people that are going to help you get your first sale.
Okay.
You get your license. You tell everyone, hey, I just got licensed. I can sell your house. I can transact. I can do the transaction for you. They're going to refer you, and don't ever be scared to ask for referrals. That's what I tell everybody, and I tell all my agents. Yeah. Don't ever be scared to ask for a referral. I've gotten referrals. I've gotten calls where people, hey, so and so gave me a number, a year and a half ago, and I'm now calling you. I'm like, oh, cool, because I always ask, how'd you hear about me? Where'd you find my name? Who can I thank for referring you? And
I think that's a big step. That's a big tool of like, hey, how did you hear about me? Because a lot of people, they'll just get a call and they won't ask, and they don't know what's the metric. Where did he come from?
Correct.
Yeah.
So who can I thank? Who can? And what I do is, again, that person may not even remember that they referred you a year and a half ago, and you give them a couple $50 gift cards to Target or to Best Buy.
Aside from who can you thank? What else do I need to keep doing more? Or what is aiding my success here?
Right.
Because if you don't know what's going on,
referrals they'll teach that in real estate school. Referrals are the bloodline of the business in residential sales, of course. Right. So again, residential, you start with your sphere of influence. Everyone it's the low-hanging fruit. Everyone's always buying houses. I mean, the market's gone crazy. In the last couple of years, I think it's appreciated 22% in the last 3 years or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Commercial is more, you're dealing with more sophisticated investors, guys that are, they're doing 1031 exchanges, which are, they have money to place. They don't want to put in the bank. They rather have a secure investment by a multifamily apartment complex, a Walgreens,
So I mean, going over commercial, how does the bank look at a commercial deal? Do they look at it as I can't imagine they see it the same as a residential deal. It's got to be more risk, I'm assuming.
There is more risk and there's more capital required, and obviously they'll also analyze the health of the investor, their financials, what their net worth, their liquidity. They look at all that they take all that, where unlike an FHA buyer, they're looking at, do you have 3.5% to put down? If you don't, get it from a family member.
Get it.
Borrow it.
Just get it.
They don't care.
They don't care where it comes from. They just get it.
Correct. Because again, those are backed, FHA backed by the government, those loans where you're buying a $4 million, Walgreens. It's not backed by the government. That's Wall Street backing those loans where you've got to answer to more people, different people.
And then just those people might just want to be like, no.
Right. And again, it's more sophistication, dealing with investors. Commercial, you're dealing with investors from all over the world. I get calls from guys from Canada, China, Israel. They call me because they want to bring money into Orlando and buy. The sophisticated guys, they want to park their money and gain a return on it.
Yeah. So I mean, before we start getting into the different avenues like tax deed, wholesale, things along those lines, even things I don't even know, guys, they want to know, where do I get the capital from? How do I get the capital? Okay, there's loans, but is there other ways? How do I get in contact with investors? How do I start meeting people?
Okay.
Yeah.
If there's for everyone out there who's looking to invest, if you find a deal, and I tell this to everybody, if you find the deal, the capital will come.
If you build it, they will come.
And it's the truth. I mean, if you found a deal and you came to me like, Xaxuca, hey, I got a house take a look at this. I think it's worth $300,000. And the lady just wants to sell it, or the gentleman wants to sell it for $100,000 because they want to leave town.
They just want to get out.
We're getting the $100,000. There's no
one way or another.
Yeah, I mean, and I tell people, start with family. Everyone's got a rich uncle, right? Go to the rich uncle, say, hey, can you lend me $100,000? We'll write up a mortgage and a promissory note. Charge me 6% interest on that $100,000. You know, with a balloon payment at the end of 12 months.
And I think that's where people miss it. It's like if people, they'll give you the money, but you have to get them
persuade them. Yes, it can't just be like, hey, lend me $100,000 on a handshake. I mean, it's not going to happen. So there's hard money lenders. That's another avenue. There's tons of hard money lenders out here in town that are willing to offer them. They're renting their money. They're renting their capital for a percentage.
So, man, yeah, I'll get into it. So hard money lenders, they're different than the bank.
Correct.
They obviously have more money to give, but their terms are extremely different.
Extremely different. Again, it's when you, especially when they're new, they're gonna ask about your history. Hey, historically, how many deals have you done? If you're a novice investor, they're gonna charge you a little bit more money.
Yeah.
In form of points. Points is say $100,000, $100,000 loan, 1 point, $1,000, right?
Right.
So they may charge you 4 or 5 points up front at like 15% interest.
Yeah.
So now you're paying up front, say 5%, 5 points. That's $5,000 at 15%. That's $20,000. That $100,000 is costing you $20,000
just to initiate. To
initiate that loan, to underwrite that loan.
And how many months on average with a hard money lender? I know everyone's different, but
some guys will do 12-month terms, 24, 36. Some guys, you got to be very careful. This is where I tell everyone, there's lenders out there, hard money guys that, and this is, I know I may be getting a little bit out of
that's fine.
Jumpy here.
Do it.
But yeah. This is how it works, and I'm telling everyone the secrets here. I'm not holding back.
No. Like, and especially if you start jumping here, we're gonna come back.
Right. You know? So you got to be careful. There's hard money guys that'll say I'm a hard money guy, and I'm one of these douchebags out here that want to screw people, but I'm renting my money.
Yeah.
And I'm very liberal with my money, but you got to be very careful. They will make you take the property into what's called a land trust. Okay,
I've heard of that.
So they make you take it into a land trust. Inside that trust agreement, it states that if you miss one payment or if you're late, you got to read that trust carefully, line by line. Or it says, some say that at the 12th month and a day, the deed reverts back to the lender.
So they get your deal.
So they got the house. So you got to be careful. I tell that it's happened to a bunch of people I know. You got to be careful. So you can't just, this guy's going to lend me money and I'm going to put in a land trust and do the deal. No, you got to read the fine print on every land trust, on every trust agreement.
See, because I kind of thought that like every hard money lender, I thought that's just what it was. I thought that was the only way that was going to happen, whether you pay it back in the 6 months or the year.
Some will let you put it in your name, and then they'll just have to foreclose on you.
Okay.
So they'll become a real lender. They'll record a mortgage against the property in public records, and you have to sign a promissory note.
Yeah.
And they'll just foreclose. Some, the savvy ones, the guys that have been in the business a long time, they'll make you take it into a trust. Hey, we're going to take it into a trust, and then we're going to...
The ones that have been burned before.
And you can't really blame these guys because when in the meltdown years ago in 2006...
I definitely want to get into that, but...
all those years, I mean, I knew guys that they'd call the hard money guy and be like, hey, congratulations, here's your 15 houses, but here you go.
Yeah.
Take it. And what's this, the poor hard money guy's like, shit, I got all this money out, what am I going to do with it? Now all these houses are devalued. And they all took a bath, so you can't really blame them,
Yeah. It's like everyone got burned.
Right.
Oh, man. So, okay, we're going to... Damn, dude, because now I want to start talking about 2008. Okay, we'll talk about...
I've been around, man. I'm 42. Yeah. I've been around the block.
So, okay, forgive me, guys. We're gonna talk about the different avenues in a minute. Now, I just want to get over how, like, you got through 2008. Okay, so 2007, 2008, things are... jumpy, right? I'm still in high school. I don't know shit, right?
Come on, you're high school, right?
Yeah.
Me too. I'm a fellow grenadier.
Oh, nice,
yes.
Dude.
Class of '94.
Nice, man. Oh man. So how'd you get through it?
Okay, so it was again. I think everybody got a little bit burned. Everyone felt it. So prior to that, I owned about back then they had they were giving mortgages out to everybody. Unlike today. They had, and people listening probably familiar with NINA loans, N-I-N-A, no income, no asset verification loans. You went into the bank, said, hey, I make 200 grand. They never fucking verified it. They gave you a loan based on what you told them.
Oh, you know? Man, that almost sounds horrible.
It
sounds like a bad movie.
It was a recipe for disaster. You know, they would all these interest-only ARM loans. Have you heard of those?
No.
Where it was a reverse amortization. So you can make a payment, your minimum payment. They'd give you options. Make a little bit over the payment. Make the regular payment, say $1,000.
Sure.
Pay $1,200, $200, or make a minimum payment of like $400. So that $600 that you didn't make would go to the principal balance. So it's negative amortization.
Oh no!
So everyone was, but everyone was buying. They'd buy a $500,000 house with their fucking payments, $1,200.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
So and again, recipe for disaster. This is Countrywide was big into this. I don't know if you remember Countrywide home loans.
No.
They got bought out by Bank of America. They did all those loans. That's where it started. People started boom, 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 falling. The economy, boom, started taking a collapse. I had regular conventional loans, but you know, the house I was living in at that time, I paid, gosh, a little over about I think $515 if I remember correctly. The value went down to $200 grand. So in my thought was, why do I keep paying on this house? It's like writing a check and putting it in the toilet bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just gone.
So I did a short sale, sold it to my buddy for like 180 grand. He got a deal. You know, I went and bought another house. I bought another house, but so whatever I lost there, I made up on a purchase. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I was on the market to buy houses and get a deal. You see? So I kind of, I gave.
So you're kind of offsetting.
It was offsetting.
Yeah.
So I short sold all my properties. I think I had about 4 or 5 at that time. Did short sales on all of them, and just got that one primary home. Got a killer deal on it, and it's my ex-wife has it now, but God bless her.
Yeah,
she's enjoyed it. At least my daughters are there. So it's a great house.
I mean, at least your daughters are there, right?
Yeah, at least they can enjoy it. So, but during that time is when, and I tell this to people, the worst years of real estate were my best because I was at the courthouse steps.
I think there was a lot of people
buying
a lot of people having that story. Yeah.
Majority, I was buying houses in Avalon, new neighborhoods. We'd buy the house for 90 grand cash. We'd go there, we'd go to the house after I give my 5% at the sale.
Yeah.
5%, me and my partner, we'd run to Avalon, take a look at the house, get access to it. The tags were still in the fridge and in the range. Brand new.
Oh,
these
man.
people haven't even moved in these. Remember, all these buyers were from overseas, the UK, Brazil. They were buying all these houses sight unseen.
Man.
So the market took a dip. They said, "Fuck it, we ain't going back to those houses. It just lost 300 grand in equity. Why would we go back?" So they had to go to sale, and then I'd scoop them up. So 90 grand, I put them on the market for 150 grand.
So how many times did you do that during 2008, 2009?
We were doing about 80 houses a year. About 80 houses a year. Me and my partner. Shout out to Tommy Young. Lemon Houses, if y'all want to.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, he was my mentor. Tommy was, and again, I got to give him all the credit because he took me under his wing. Savvy guy, taught me everything he knows. And I think I am where I am today because of him, because of Tommy Young.
Now, real quick, I know I'm going to be jumping into like the different avenues right now, but for someone that's probably just working, that probably just wants to get just investment, not only investment properties, but like just rental properties, right? Maybe they just want to start. You mentioned to me, maybe I think it was last year, and I thought it was a pretty cool idea of just getting one house a year.
Mm-hmm.
So like, before we start getting into the tax deeds and a lot of heavy shit, go into like that approach.
Okay. Yeah. I had a goal, and again, I'm 42. I had at one time 13 rentals, all free and clear. This is after the meltdown, because I was scooping them up. I was scooping up houses in Pine Hills, 25, 30 grand,
Yeah.
cash. Throw a tenant in there for $1,000 a month. I mean, what's your return on that? 50% a year?
Yeah.
I mean, so anyway, and I won't go into it, but unfortunately, I sold all of them to open a medical business, and that business tanked after 3 years. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I tell people, that's when I started. I was always told, and Tommy always told me, Kevin, as soon as I got into real estate, make it a goal to buy one house per year. Again, this was 15 years ago. I was in my late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
One house per year. Because in 10 years, you know, those houses already are starting to, you know, the equity. If you start doing 15-year mortgages, I mean, think about the equity. Think about your net worth.
Yeah.
You start building that portfolio, you know.
Like big time. Yeah.
Big time. That should be a goal. I mean, there's nothing like buying a house, throwing a tenant in there. They're paying for the mortgage. They're paying for the insurance. They're paying for the taxes. You know, if you can make a couple $100 a month on it, great. You know, cash flow. If you're cash flowing a couple $100 a month, great investment.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have 10 of those, I mean, at $3,000, you know, a pop cash flow, that's $30,000 extra a year you're bringing in.
Yeah.
You know, so
let's think about this for a second. Maybe it's your second house, right? Aside from the house you live in, it's your second investment property. You're gonna go for the loan again. I'm gonna get into like debt to income ratios. At one point, or if there's any point, will the bank stop lending you money?
You got hard money guys that will do financing again.
Yeah.
You got to remember, you got to keep this in mind. You're not buying retail. When you're investing, you're not buying the house that's worth $250 and it's on the market for $250.
Okay, yeah. See, I think at that point, even I got hung up.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you just assume, okay, I'm going to buy this house. This house is $150. I'm going to buy this house. This house is $210. I'm going to buy, and I think
never buy retail. You don't want to buy retail. You want to stay around 65 to 70, maybe depending on the area, 75% of ARV. ARV stands for after repair value. Okay.
Okay.
So you want to have that cushion. You want to have the equity. If you're in at 70%, house is repaired, and you go to a hard money guy, and they see they look at the file, and they see you have this house that's worth, you know, 200, and you have it for 160 grand. They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, we'll lend you this."
less risk.
Less risk.
Yeah.
And they won't charge as much points, and the interest will be. They do interest. They'll do a rental portfolio, a rental loan for an investor. You may have to put 10% down,
Sure.
but again, it won't be like the 20 or the 30% because there's equity in the house. You see?
So when you go along with these deals, right, the one house year thing, you probably don't want to go to the bank at this point. You probably just want to go to the home.
I don't. I've been out of the residential, like, you know, working with residential people, you know, space for a while. I'm not familiar with the investor loans at this moment.
Sure.
But I think, or someone must have told me there was a cap of like 10. You're only allowed to have like 10 loans, I think.
I mean, even if the information's outdated, man,
Yeah.
people are afraid to pull the trigger.
Right.
You know what I mean? Any information works. Who cares if it worked like so many years ago?
You got to keep in mind too. There's other ways to acquire that property.
This is exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go there.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go there. Yeah. Because there's, I mean, I don't know. You don't know. We just don't. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
You know, Ms. Doris down the street who needs to sell, or, you know, because she wants to go to the retirement home, and she's willing, you know, the house is worth 100, and she's willing to sell it to you for 65, 70 grand. Okay. Why not approach her with, "Hey, Ms. Doris, you know, why not collect the check every month? Or do this. How about I give you 80, but you take it in the form of payments. I can pay you. You can hold a private mortgage, okay?
yeah.
And you pay her 8% interest. She's owner finances it to you.
And she's getting a check every month.
And she's getting a check every month.
So she wins.
She wins. At the end of 3 years with all the interest, she's making more than 80 grand.
Yeah.
You know? Again, it's the pitch.
Right.
You gotta be able, you gotta find these people, talk to them, sit down with them. They gotta trust you. You know, it's gotta be someone who doesn't need the cash today. You know, some people may need the cash today. They can't entertain that option.
Right. Can't wait. Yeah.
But most people, I've got 2 rentals right now. I'll tell you a little bit about these. Again, guys that are new to the business or wanting to get into the business, don't be scared of handwriting letters. Handwrite letters. If you're driving to the academy, if you're driving anywhere, don't take the same way. Take the back roads. Look at the houses. You see a house that's run down, write down the address. Go to public records. Look it up. See where that tax bill is being sent. Handwrite a letter to that guy. If he receives a letter from you every 2 weeks for 2 months, you don't think the guy's gonna call you?
Yeah.
Even if he says, "Will you fucking stop sending me?" You got him on the phone. You know.
I mean, say you do that for like a year. There's gonna be a bumpy year. There's gonna be a bumpy spot in the year. He's like, you know what? Let me answer this guy's fucking call.
You know how many people have responded to my letters? I still write letters. So today, I think 2 days ago, I sent out like 18 letters to commercial properties though now. But at the same, again, I was doing hey, I got this letter. Handwrite it, real simple. I'm looking to buy a house in your neighborhood. Give me a call. Are you interested in hearing an offer?
Yeah.
Don't say I'm interested in buying it. No. Are you interested in hearing an offer?
See, it's funny because like I'm getting a lot of phone calls, right? My dad paid off his house, so he's not interested in selling.
So he's got a satisfaction mortgage record in public records, so he's getting a ton of letters from investors.
Right.
Of course.
So, but the funny part is he's not getting them. I am.
Oh.
So it's because we share the same name, right?
Oh, okay.
So I'm getting the phone calls, but you're right. They're starting their pitch off because they leave the voicemail, right? With, hey, I'm really interested in buying it.
Of course.
And it's like
they sell. Okay, so again, for the new guys, they sell. There's a bunch of websites that sell lists. You can buy lists for divorcees. You know, everything's recorded in public records.
Yeah.
Divorce, back taxes, probates.
Now, are those actually worth buying into? Just because
I bought lists. That's a lot of times I bought the lists. Yeah, I can create it because I have access to the MLS and things like that. Because again, get licensed, you get the MLS. That's the bread and butter of real estate. Side note.
So along with the licenses, you get the resources as well.
Of course, every appraiser uses the MLS. You got to have the MLS. And again, you disclose to these people that you're licensed. I never sit in front of someone and don't tell them I'm a licensed real estate broker. I always tell them. I even have them sign it. Yeah. You know, the worst thing you want to do is be in front of a jury or a judge, and you have a 90-year-old lady saying, "This gentleman stole my house. He deceived me." I mean, come on. You know, how bad are you going to look in front of in the eyes of the courts?
It's never going to look good for you.
Right. So I disclose. I tell people, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to rent it. I'm going to fix it up. I'm going to sell it.
Just be upfront.
I'd be upfront. Why not?
Because if they don't like the idea, and then if they're not up for the idea,
this is where I tell, get your license. If my cash offer, say the house is worth 100, and I offer him 60 grand cash, and Ms. Doris says, "You know what, Xaxuca, I need 90 grand. I got to walk away with 90 or 85. It's not a deal for me."
Yeah.
But I can say, "You know what, Ms. Doris, I can't get you that, but I'll tell you what I'll do. I can put it on the market, and we can get a ton of offers around that number. How about that? We can get offers from other agents. Let's market the property. Give me 60 days, and I guarantee you, we might even get more than that for you."
And you could still win.
You still win. You make some money. You still make a commission.
Because your foot's in the door at least.
And she's thanking you at the end of the day. She's like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
You know? So that's why I tell people. I said, listen, this is how I explain it when I'm in front of you. You're my seller.
Right.
If I offered you vanilla ice cream every day for 30 fucking days, you're going to say, "Xaxuca, man, can I have strawberry? You got butter pecan, chocolate, right?"
Right.
I'm here to offer options.
Yeah.
Here are my options. We can market it on the open market for market value. I can offer you a cash offer. It's going to be less than the market value, but it's a guaranteed cash offer. I don't care about appraisal, inspections, none of that bullshit. Where you got to worry about it if we bring it to market.
Right.
You can fix it, and then we'll put it in my property management, and we'll get a tenant in there, and you'll get
you get a check.
You get a check every month. You have a rental.
Yeah.
So I give those options. I let them pick.
Now, as far as acquiring deals, right? You got to be creative, and I want to go into like the creativity of making a deal, and that obviously comes with resources, right? But some of them don't, and it's not my realm, and that's why I'm asking you. So, like, maybe someone that doesn't have a ton of resources, maybe they have a few properties, maybe they don't. How do you start trying to create a deal with someone that's motivated, but they need the money now? Or so
you can. I've started with partners. Find someone who's got capital. Say, hey, if I didn't have capital and I can find someone that does, hey, I'll tell you what, you put $100,000 in this deal, I'll split the deal with you 50-50. Guess what? If we split $30,000, we each made $15,000. What's my return? I got $0 in the deal. What's my ROI?
Yeah.
Fuck. I got nothing in the deal, and I just made $15,000. You see?
Yeah.
And you, as the investor, how happy you're going to be? You're going to say, "Holy shit! I just made 15% of my money."
Yeah.
I can't get Bernie Madoff. He's in prison. He can't give me that no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not anymore, right?
So I mean, those guys will be happy, and that's how I started. When I was buying at the courthouse, I had a couple guys. The bug bit them when they funded a deal at $180,000 or $200,000, and I in 6 weeks I hand them a check for their $200,000 and their reversion of $60,000 back, their profit 60, and they're like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
trust me, they're gonna open the checkbook out.
So I'm gonna start getting into the different avenues here, because I decided to sit in on a tax deed auction online, right? Because that was the only way I was able to do it.
Yeah.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, please, but I think tax deed and foreclosures are just both online, or do you still go to the courthouse?
They're both online. Orange County, they're both online. For Orange
County, at least.
I think Seminole County, you still have to go to the. I believe. Again, I've been out of the game for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you still have to. You have to actually go to the courthouse in Sanford.
So at the point of when you did it, right? When you were actually going up there, were you going there with a check? Were you going there with
certified checks?
Certified checks.
I'd carry about $25,000 made payable to the clerk of court in $5,000 and $1,000 increments.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because then if I buy a house for $100,000, that's within five right there. When case number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This they don't even tell you the address. All they do is go by case number. So I had to have my sheet, case number, the address next to it. Okay, boom, boom, boom. You see?
And real quick, because I've heard the horror story of people buying the sidewalk. And buying is that real?
Buying the HOA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Listen.
So how do people avoid that? Because people are obviously really interested in doing it.
You know the saying? If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're looking at a $500,000 house
for $10,000
and it's being foreclosed for $10,000, and you're the only fucking bidder,
yeah,
something's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations. Now you own the house. You get the deed.
And you can't renege or they'll kick you out.
No. You can't. That's it.
Yeah.
You paid it, but now, congratulations. It's you got a $500,000 mortgage you got to satisfy. Or you can rent it. You can try and sell it, but if it's not worth $500,000, what do?
Yeah.
You rent it but then if there's an LP file or list pendants already, and the mortgage foreclosure's coming in 2 months, 3 months after, you're done. You just took a bath.
You get wiped out.
You're done. Yeah.
Man. Okay, so
the only thing that wipes out a mortgage is a tax deed, but you have to do a quiet title.
So let's before we start jumping into, I keep jumping back and forth.
I know.
There's tax deeds, there's foreclosures. That it gets confusing. People get that mixed in with the tax certificate. Can you jump into that real quick?
Tax certificate is basically you don't pay your taxes for year 2018. The county says, hey, we need to pay, firemen, firefighters, roads, lights, utility people. Let's offer up a certificate for a percentage. Okay. Yeah. So that they offer up to investors, and the investor is bidding for the lowest interest rate. Okay. So if I go and I say, okay, I'll pay the taxes on that property for $5,000. I'll take 7% on it, on my money. Okay, cool. Boom. I have the tax certificate, right?
Right.
I paid it. I'm going to get the interest. But I have to wait. I don't get the property.
You have to wait.
It's got to go 3 years consecutive.
Okay, see, that's where I messed up. I thought it was 2 years, but okay, 3 years.
It's 3 years. And then the original guy, if it was me, because then say I paid 2018, another guy pays 2019, another guy pays 2020, okay, then in 2021, I could file for the tax deed, okay, because I'm the first guy. I waited the 3 years. So now I can petition and have the county send that property to the tax deed sale in order for me to get my money back.
Can you get the property? Can you walk out with the property that way?
It's open up to everybody. That's the tax deed sale.
Right.
Everyone's bidding.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my investment back.
Sure.
Right? But I don't get the property. Someone else might buy it.
Unless by chance no one bids.
Correct. Then you get the deed.
That doesn't happen.
Right. I mean, it's
you get money out of it.
You get money, but the problem too with tax deeds, you got to be careful. A lot of it is a lot of code problems. Along with not paying their mortgage, not paying their taxes. Code enforcement might have liens on the property accumulating at $250 a day for not cutting the grass, or maybe have an addition to the house, or something like that. Or it's uninhabitable.
Would at that point, anyone that has a lien on the property, right? Like say like the HOA has a lien on the property, and you got it through an auction, tax deed auction, right? Not tax certificate, but you're
tax
through
deed,
that,
yeah.
Right? Do you still owe the HOA at that point, or can you just tell them to walk away?
What happens? I believe it wipes out the HOA, a tax deed, not. Okay, so the foreclosure does not wipe out the HOA.
Okay,
the HOA
big deal. You said that.
Yes,
big deal you said that.
The HOA survives the sale at the foreclosure for the foreclosure sale. They survive it, and you've got to pay back that HOA. The HOAs are so powerful here in Florida. Anyway, so they don't even. The only way to wipe out the mortgage too, you've got to file what's called a quiet title suit. Okay, if you're going to resell the property as an investor, you want to flip it. You got to do a quiet title and put all the lien holders on notice of what's going on to see who steps up and says, hey, we got an interest, whatever. And then that's what you pay an attorney for. I'm not an attorney, so they're the experts in doing the quiet title. If you're going to keep it as a rental, you don't have to file a quiet title, because at the end of 3 years, you get a clear title. So you just keep it as a rental, So again, so just to clarify, HOA liens survive the sale, the sale at the foreclosure sale. Okay, I've bought properties with $35,000 HOA liens, but I'd go to the HOA and negotiate with them. Hey, I'll give you half, take half, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Again, so in the tax deed sale, I believe they get wiped out.
And just to touch on that real quick, during that negotiation, do you do that negotiation before you buy, or you do it?
I have. It depends. Back in the day, again, it was a machine, man. We had guys. You got to remember, when we were looking at any given day, every day, there was about 50 to 100 houses going to foreclosure sale throughout the county or Orange County. Okay, so we had our preferred zip codes. I was probably driving 200 houses a day, because I would always want to look at the house before we bought it.
Sure.
Okay. Because if you bought the house and the kitchen's missing, and the
AC unit's gone,
the roof is it's gone, and I mean it's a mess. You got to get eyeballs on it to make sure you don't buy a dog.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'd try and look at the condos. So I would create relationships with the maintenance guys.
Oh, nice.
$100 handshakes.
Yeah.
Hey, Luis, what's Unit 104 look like? You know what I mean?
Yo, don't jump into that one.
Right?
Yeah.
And then if we bought Unit 104, we'd come back. Hey, Luis, can you rekey it for us? Give him an extra couple, another $100. Boom.
Yeah.
And Luis was our eyes and ears at a ton. I'm not going to mention names,
right?
But a ton of condo associations around town.
So, dude, that's a big deal. So, any nightmares that you've ever ran into, or you kind of always stuck to a system? Your systems kept you safe.
We thank God that we always did well. We never. I don't think we ever lost any money. Knock on wood, on any investment. Like I don't think I've ever lost. I haven't. I can't remember one time that I've lost $1. But it's been good. It's been a blessing.
So real quick, just for people that they've never done it and they want to jump into it, there's a lot of what ifs to like a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't happen? Just to kind of cancel that out for a lot of my friends here, what nullifies a deal? What makes the deal fall through?
Okay, you got to be careful. The first thing you got to do, I'm gonna go, if you would, step by step, so to speak.
Please.
Where I want to start. So I'm a new investor. I want to buy at the courthouse. So I've got some cash. So cash is not a problem. Let's just start with that, okay?
Right.
I put, 20 grand into the registry of the clerk of court. I'm ready to buy Monday morning. I'm gung-ho. Okay, first thing I do is I go to the clerk of court. I print out the list for the week. Okay, see what's going for the week. I start looking at what I want. I might scratch off the condos because, again, HOA condos are very expensive. I may scratch out the stuff in Pine Hills or down in off of Kirkman, in the war zones. I may scratch those areas off. Okay, so I'll narrow down my list for the week.
Yeah,
I'll start running title on each property. When I say run title, is I'm going to make sure it's the first mortgage for closing. You go to the Orange County Comptroller website, okay? Mm-hmm. First, you go to the Orange County Property Appraiser. Pull up the property, okay? The address. You see the owner. You go to the Orange County Comptroller. You cut and paste.
Cut and paste the owner's information.
To the comptroller, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to pull up. It should pull up. If it's a common name, it's going to take a while to do the research. But say it's like your name, right?
Yeah,
It's not very common.
You'll pull up traffic tickets. You'll pull. I mean, let's keep going.
Not on the comptroller. Not on the comptroller.
Okay, but you'll find the
right.
The
so you're going to see. You're going to have to find the final judgment on that property. Clerk of courts may have it on there when you pull up that certain property.
That's how I find it. But
right.
Please just go through this.
So this is the way I did it before. Yeah. That was all online.
Sure.
So I would look for the final judgment. Okay. I would obviously match the names, make sure the names match. Number one, make sure the case numbers match. Make sure the legal descriptions match. Many times, I've seen guys go in there, they think they're bidding on a house in Dr. Phillips.
Sure.
They gave the 5%, and the legal description, the address was wrong on the final judgment, the legal was correct, they got fucked.
And they got the sidewalk.
They got the fucking doghouse on Mercy Drive, and that's what they,
Yeah.
Buyer beware,
Yeah.
So you got to match everything. Make sure now what you want to do is you want to link that foreclosing, that plaintiff, whoever the plaintiff, if it's Bank of America, you want to match that judgment to the Bank of America loan, the mortgage they took out. Make sure it's that mortgage who filed the LP and who filed for the final judgment. Make sure there's no other liens on the property, and make sure it's the first position mortgage.
And this is foreclosure.
Yes. This is, remember, a second can foreclose, but they can't wipe out that first mortgage. Okay? The first can wipe out the second. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because a lot of times, again, guys would walk in, big and bad, and we used to run them out because we'd sit there at the courthouse and we knew it was a second mortgage foreclosing, so we'd all start bidding. So what the new guy do? Oh,
I'm jumping in.
I'm jumping in.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as that motherfucker bid, we'd all shut the fuck up. And congratulations, he won. He walks out all happy,
Yeah.
But then he comes back. Holy, he screwed up. He screwed up. He's got a first mortgage ahead of it that he's got to satisfy.
Man.
So there's a lot of home. Okay. Another thing, check the property taxes also. That's one thing. One time I bought a house. It was going to tax deed sale the following week. I bought a foreclosure, and I never checked the tax. I had to run. The next day, I was at the property appraiser's office.
That can happen.
Yeah, because then they'd wipe me out. They'd wipe me out.
No way.
So I had to pay. I paid all the taxes in full. Boom, like 12 grand. Yeah.
So you got to check for both then.
You got to check for everything.
I thought it was one or the other.
No. Because, again, I bought it this week. The following week, it was going to tax deed sale. And if I would have had paid the taxes, I would have lost over 100 grand.
I think you saved a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just by mentioning that, because that.
Make sure your property taxes are paid. And the way you check is on the Orange County. It's easy. Yeah. Orange County, the property appraiser site. Just hit the thing that it says taxes there. Click, and it'll show you if they're paid or not. That's it.
Yeah.
That's simple. It's a simple. But I don't know what. I guess I was busy that week, and I knew to check, but I guess I overlooked that one.
Yeah.
But so when you bid, you want to make the bid. As soon as you bid online, they immediately withdraw the 5%. $100,000 house.
Just immediately. There.
$5,000, boom, right out of your registry, your account.
Yeah.
Gone. And you can kiss that goodbye.
Yeah.
Even if you're fucked up, you're done.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way.
It's just quick.
So it's gone out of your account. You have until next day at 12 p.m. or 3 p.m. the next day to bring the 95% back. To bring the other 95%. You have to pay it within 24 hours.
Or else they kick you out.
Well, yes. Well, yeah. They say they'll kick you out. But I've walked, you know, I know guys that have walked away from the 5% and, you know, because they screwed up and they weren't kicked out. But anyway, so you, as soon as that 5% is done, you go to the house. You have 24 hours. Go back to the house. Make sure that homeowner is not pissed off and fucking walked away with the kitchen, walked away with the roof.
Yeah.
You know, put cement down the toilet drains.
You know, I just heard about that.
Yeah.
I heard about people doing that.
People were doing that galore. I mean, you know, put a sledgehammer to the tile floors. You know, you had a sheet of repairs. Hey, it's this how, because remember, you drove the house the week prior or a couple days prior so that you could bid on it. Remember, you did your homework prior.
Yeah.
So now you got 24 hours to go back because a guy, maybe his attorney couldn't get the judge to stop the auction. So now he's a pissed off motherfucker and he takes it out on the house.
Yeah.
You know, or he sets the motherfucker on fire. Well, guess what?
You don't have a deal anymore.
You don't have a deal. You got to walk from the 5%.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll make it up on the next deal. You know? So now you got to walk. But again, so I always tell people, go back. Don't just go, bring back the 95%. And after you bring back the 95%, you go there and your house is in ashes. You know?
So, man, there's really one thing I want to talk about, and I hope I don't forget it. But going back to the house, there's still someone living there. Do you evict them? Do you... Okay. Or are they on their way out?
A lot of times, we would try and buy houses that were vacant, of course.
Sure.
That was in a perfect world.
Everything's vacant.
Yeah, everything's vacant. But yes,
you run into
I have bought houses, occupied. I get there, and it's a single mom with 3 little kids. And she's crying her eyeballs out, and the little kids are looking at me saying, Mommy, is this man going to kick us out of our house? Dude, you talk about your heart being broken. Dude,
yeah.
It was horrible. So in those cases, I work with the homeowner. You know, hey, Mom, I'll give you money to walk away, to put it down, you know, go find a place. I'll give you first month's rent, the deposit, and your moving expenses. And I'll give you an extra 30 days to, you know.
And I doubt anyone would do that, but...
There's assholes that would...
Yes, get out.
Get out.
Yeah.
I'm going to evict you. I mean, I don't, you know...
You try to work with them.
You're right. Because I believe in karma, right?
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard. They're in a hard spot in the fact that they're losing their house in the first place.
Right. It's a tough situation, and I've sat down with the kids before, and you know I've talked to them, and hey, I'm not the enemy. I'm not the bad guy here. Let me help you now. You know, I'm helping you to start over.
And I think that's a lot, like what a lot of people have to realize is that if they're gonna go into tax deed, if they're gonna go into foreclosures, if they're not buying retail, they kind of have to be prepared for that.
Be prepared for it, because you're not getting clear title. You're buying it with all the liens. You're buying it with all the headaches. When you're going to get a deal, what you consider a deal. But you know, if you can't deal with that, you know, try and buy them off the MLS, you know, or on the market where you get clear title and you don't have to worry about all that.
So here's another thing too. I would do like research like 2 weeks out, right, on the tax deed auction, and then there's instances where you would see the house was redeemed, and then I would assume someone who went to that person before their house went up for tax deed auction and paid those.
The homeowner?
Yeah. They paid on the behalf of the homeowner just so that they can get the house from the homeowner.
Yeah. So what they do is I would go, I've done it a couple times. I wasn't big into it.
Yeah.
Because again, the houses that are going into the tax deed sale are inferior to the houses going to the foreclosure sale, that are going to sale at the foreclosure sale. Okay. So you meet the homeowner. You're going to tax, you know, you're going to lose your house.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have any money. Okay, well, guess what? I'm the angel at the door. I'll give you, you know, again, based on the equity. If I'm buying it at 50% or whatever it is, and it's a killer deal, hey, I'll give you $5,000. I got a deed. Sign the deed.
Quick claim.
A quick claim deed.
Yeah.
And I'll reinstate, and I'll give you 30 days to move out, and you'll have cash in your pocket.
Yeah.
How can he say no?
Yeah, you saved them.
I just saved them. If not, it's going next week. Someone's going to be here evicting you, and you're going to get zero, nothing.
Right.
You know. So let's do a deal now. I'll help you out, or you're gonna beat the streets next week.
Now I know you didn't do that too often, but what was the success rate of that? Were people kind of ready to jump
30%.
Yeah,
I probably did a couple. I think I talked to more people than I think I did it only like 3 times, to be honest with you, and I probably talked to maybe 12 people, or whatever. Yeah, I mean it was, and the reason I think I didn't get the deal.
Did they understand what you were doing?
They totally understood. Yeah,
they totally understood.
Most of them are in denial.
Okay.
They don't think the day's coming, and again, you feel bad for these people. Or a lot of times it's parents were living there, so they're in a home. So now you got to deal with the son or the family member, things like that. So,
and it's just not real to them,
right? They don't, So I usually tell them at that point, hey, you're going to make an extra $5,000 here, and get your mom to sign the deed. I don't, she may have dementia and is in a home. I'll give you the $5,000 to make the deal happen. You know, so you offer the money to them, or they get nothing. Why not earn $5,000? They don't care about the house.
Yeah.
If they did, they would have reinstated and paid the taxes and fixed it up, and so
no one's living there.
The house has been vacant 3-4 years. They don't give a shit.
So with the quitclaim deed, whose name is the mortgage under?
On a quitclaim?
Yep.
Quitclaim is Quitclaim is just saying, I'm giving you the rights to my ownership on this house. You can sell it, do whatever, but I am not warrantying it against any liens, encumbrances, or anything. Okay, and also the title insurance. The insurance doesn't convey, or in case you can't make a title claim when you take possession on as in the form of quitclaim.
So what happens to the mortgage though? Does the mortgage? I mean, you keep paying the mortgage.
Mm-hmm. So I'll tell you.
Does the mortgage company have to know that?
No.
Okay.
I own a couple houses. What you're alluding to now is called subject to the existing mortgage.
Subject to.
Taking it sub 2.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've probably heard this term. Okay.
Yeah. I heard the term, not too.
I get a call about 2 years ago. Again, Palm Bay. I get a call from a lady. She goes, "Hey, I got your letter. I want to sell the house. When can you come look at it?" I said, "I'll be there tomorrow." I go to the house, take a look at it. Beautiful. I pull up. I'm like, man, these people aren't in trouble. The fucking house is nice. I mean, maintained, the grass, fucking half-acre lot. I'm like, damn, this is nice. I'm looking around, ring the bell. They bring me in, fucking hardwood floors. Place, you could eat off the floors.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. I start talking to them. They sit me down after I take a little tour of the property. Beautiful backyard, shed. I mean, this place was impeccable. They owed $120 on the loan. House was priced 2 years ago. I had it at about $165, $170. 2 years ago. It's probably worth like $200 now.
Yeah.
Okay. So at $120, it wasn't really a deal. Okay. I was like, Palm Bay. What am I going to do with it? Put it on the market. I can't flip it. I can't flip it.
But I can't make money.
I can't make any money. I can make a commission. And
Sure.
I told them, I said, listen, I'm wearing my investor hat right now because I want to be clear with everybody. Like I told you before, always disclose. Right now, I'm wearing my investor hat. It's not a deal for me. There's nothing I can do with this. The lady gets mad. I said, I told her I can market it for you.
Yeah.
I can put it on the market, put it on MLS. Realtors can come show it. You'll make money. You'll walk away with some money. You can go. Blah 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 blah. They had by the way, they had 2 daughters that were married. I said, why don't you give it to your daughters?
Yeah.
Don't know. I don't know. Maybe
so
they want to.
she didn't get into that. Okay.
She looks at me, and she looks at me right in the eye and goes, "Don't you take over payments? Can't we just sign the house over to you and you keep paying the house?"
She's probably in a rough spot.
I said, I didn't expect her to know that, right? So it kind of caught me out by surprise. I said, well, she goes, if you can't help us, I'll call somebody else that can. That'll do it. We don't want to market it. We don't want to put it on the market.
Okay.
That's why we called an investor. That's what she told me, just like that. I'm like, okay. I said, let's do the math here. Okay. You show me the mortgage statement. The mortgage statement, the PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, PITI, was like 11. I think it was like $11.40 a month. I said, okay. They had a 30-year fixed at about, I think it was 6%. I said, okay, well, we know the interest rate's not going to change, $11.40. I called my angel, buddy of mine, who runs my property management. I'm like, hey, what can this house rent for, just in case? But he goes, Kevin, you can get probably $1,350, $1,400 for the house. I said, okay. So I said to the lady, well, she goes, she says, are you gonna help us out or not? You know, she like put me on the spot. I said, well, I think I can help you. I said, let me go home. Let me give this some thought. I'm gonna call you tonight. Fast forward, I call her that night. I said, listen, you obviously know what you wanted to do. I don't know why you're in such a rush. They wanted to leave to go buy a house, a boat house, and live on a boat house. They were retired. Beautiful couple, great couple. Anyway, she says, well, Kevin, she goes, how about this? Why don't I make this easy for you? I said, okay, I'm on the phone at night. She goes, why don't you pay us $2,500? We'll sign the deed over to you. You rent us back the house for 6 months until we find our boathouse. I said, she goes, and I'll tell you what. She goes, you said it rents for $1,300 to $1,400. She goes, we'll just continue to make the mortgage payment for you. I said, what?
What was going on here?
Right.
Okay.
I don't know if the husband was banging the neighbor's wife or whoever, and she just wanted,
she wanted out.
She wanted the ability just to get up and leave. I don't know. Okay, but it was the weirdest shit ever. I called Rebecca, who works with me.
Right.
She'd been with me forever. I said, hey, you got to come with me to Palm Bay. She's a notary. She goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm buying a house. She goes, what? She goes, I said, yeah, just come with me. I need you to notarize and witness the deed. Okay, cool. Get her in the house. We get there the next day. They signed all the paperwork. They signed. I prepared so many disclosures because I didn't want them to come back and try and sue me, right? Or I took their house or stole it or whatever.
Everything was too good.
Everything was just too good. So anyway, I still own the house today. It's probably worth about $200,000. Listen, they just painted the house for me. Okay, they went to Sherwin-Williams. They sent me the receipt. They sent me before and after pictures. They just repainted the entire outside of the house.
So they're still there.
They're still there. Yeah. They never found the boathouse. I got the house for $2,500. They pay the mortgage. They send me the payment, a copy of the online that it's paid every fucking month, and it's sitting there. And I own this house. It's like I got this by accident. So anyway, I own a house in Palm Bay with about $80,000 in equity that I didn't want, and I took it subject to the existing mortgage.
Oh man!
You know, all I did was add myself as an additional insured. You got to make sure you do that for all you new people out there.
Right.
If you're taking it sub 2, by the way, sub 2 is the most powerful way to buy real estate. You're not on the hook for the mortgage.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're getting cash flow, and you own the property. You know. So imagine getting 10 of those.
That's a crazy story.
I'll tell you another one.
You're out. Okay.
I'll tell you another one.
All right, yeah.
Okay. So my friends make fun of me because like, Xaxuca, you can fall in the pile of shit and always get up smelling like roses.
Roses, right?
You know,
yeah.
it's like
type of shit smell like roses.
This shit just it falls on my lap.
Yeah.
You know. But again, it's all karma, I think, because I treat these people good. You know what I mean? And they, you know, I got calls all so and so. You helped out so and so, and you know, again, treat everyone good.
Well, word gets around, right? Especially when you screw people.
And again, I mean, how would you feel if you're losing your house? You know?
Yeah, it sucks.
You don't want to be treated like you've been treated by the bank like a piece of shit. They're calling you, they're bothering you. You know, take an extra hour just to listen to these homeowners. Just listen to them. All they want is someone to talk to. You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
You go there and you just shut the fuck up and listen. You're going to get the deal. It's the truth. You are. They just want someone to talk to. Feel their pain a little bit. Fuck, hug them if you got to. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I've gotten deals, tons of deals. So anyway, I get a call from a guy. He one of my letters again, handwritten letter. Yeah. And again, I like to handwrite them. By the way, there's companies that will do it for you.
Handwrite.
They'll do it all. They'll send tons of letters, 1,000 if you got the money. Again, when people start growing, whatever you know, yellowletter.com. redbigyellowletter.com. A lot of these websites will do it for you. They have postcards, investor postcards that you can go and you can just, they'll even create the list for you. Just pay it, boom. They'll on a monthly basis, weekly, however you want it. Anyway, guy calls me. He says, hey, I got your letter. He goes, I see you buy houses. He goes, I got 2 houses I want to talk to you about. He goes, let's meet at my house in College Park. I said, okay, College Park's a nice place.
Cool.
No problem. I said, sure, let's meet at, he goes, here's your address. It was on Harvard. All I'm going to say is it was on Harvard Street. I won't give you the address.
Right, yeah.
And if anyone knows College Park, Harvard Street is a very
nice.
good street.
Yeah.
Okay. We made out the house. I tore the property. It needed work. It needed some work. Not a big deal. He goes, all right, let's go to the Starbucks across the street and let's talk. So we sat down and I said, well, let's just call the guy Mike.
Sure.
I said, Mike, you know, how can I help you? What do you want for the house? I mean, it needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
He goes, Kevin, I know. He goes, I know the house is worth $300, which was true. He had obviously did his homework because I had the ARV at $300 also. He goes, I know it's fixed up. It's worth $300. He goes, I owe nothing on the house. It's paid off. I've owned it since 1980. He goes, I'm going through a divorce. I can't sell it right now. He goes, but I can owner finance it. Okay.
Okay.
I said, okay. He goes, make me an offer, an owner financed offer, give me an interest rate, and let's do a deal. I said, oh shit, okay. Didn't expect that at all.
Right.
Didn't expect it. So I said, 200,000. Listen, people laugh. You laugh. If you're not embarrassed by your offer, it's not a good offer.
Yeah.
Remember that for all the newbies. If you're not embarrassed by your offer, it's not a good offer. Okay? I said 200,000. I said 30-year, 6% interest with a 3-year balloon. He said, done. Write it up. When do we close? I couldn't believe it. He goes, oh, listen, it gets better.
Yeah.
It gets better. He goes, I own one by Mall of Millennia, a condo, a 3-2 condo. I owe nothing on. It's worth 140.
What do you want for that?
He goes, make me an offer. I told him, I'll get back to you on that one because I didn't know you had that one. I didn't run comps or anything, right? So I didn't know what the ARV or anything. I said, yeah, I'll call you tonight on that one. Anyway, he gave me that one for 50 grand. Same terms, 6%, 30-year mortgage, 3-year balloon. Oh my God. Anyway, I sold the one on Harvard, made in a year and a half, made about 120, netted 120 grand. And I had nothing in the deal. Nothing. The whole time it was tenant occupied. The tenant was paying me. Okay, I raised their rent because they were paying him $900 a month, which was way under market in College Park.
Sure.
I raised their rent to $1,400. I sent him his check every month, and I kept the difference.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, a year and a half, so I made like $8 grand there, and then on top of that, netted 120 on the sale. Not a bad day at the office. So
money with no money.
So tell again. Ask people. You know, do you need the cash today? Can you get creative? Yeah. You know, if they I need the cash. Well, let's talk about this. Why do you need the cash? Don't be afraid to ask. I've looked people in the eyes. Why do you need the cash today? Well, I just want to have. Well, what if I give you 50 grand today, or if I give you 60 grand a year and a half from today, what would you take?
Yeah. What are you hurting right now?
Yeah. Ask, because they may have a family emergency. I understand that, right?
Yeah.
But if they just, I just want the cash, I don't have, whatever. Well, hey, why not? Let's get creative. I can make you more money at the end of the day. You're helping me out. Mm. Everyone walks away happy. A deal's a deal when everyone walks away happy, right?
Right.
So, don't be afraid to ask these people why, why they need the cash. Are they open to creative terms? Things like that,
Man, that right there is unheard of almost.
Yeah, I'm only down to 4 rentals now, so, and none of them have a mortgage in my name, so, which is good. But I want to move on to obviously commercial properties soon and buying, little strip centers.
So right now, how many commercial properties are you managing now? And just for those of you who don't know, this is first segue. It's a segue into commercial now. It's perfect. Yeah. So how many do you own now, or manage?
We manage just 2 strip centers right now. But we have right now. We've got sales obviously in the pipeline that are going to be closing the next 90 days. Industrial properties. We have 3 hotels, Holiday Inns on the market. We have a strip center in Oviedo with 3 national tenants on the market: Chipotle, Great Clips, and Sprint, all on corporate guaranteed leases. With options. that's a $3.5 million deal. So a lot of this stuff we've gotten in the last year. Again, pounding the phones, I love to make phone calls. That's why I think I was so good at.
I think that's what the difference is between like people who are my age, like they don't text, right? They don't want to text, they want to email.
No.
I think the guy that wins is the guy that actually makes the phone call.
The phone call and knocking on the door.
Yeah.
You got it. Listen, I've gotten deals. I've met guys. I've showed up to houses, knocking on the doors, and I get the deed or the contract that night or that within an hour of talking to them. And you know what they tell me? 6 guys have driven by my house. They've stopped, but no one. You're the first guy that knocked on the door. Right?
Yeah.
People like personal interaction. The basics, you got to go back to the basics. This shit about texting and, and faxing and DMing and emailing and all that shit. You got to have that personal touch. You have to. I chased a deal. Another deal I chased. It took me a year and a half. And I called this guy every single month for a year and a half. Until he finally came to the deal. I said, Kevin, I'm selling you the fucking house. Because you stayed in touch with me. I'm working a deal now. I'm chasing a deal. There's a landlord that I'm chasing. It's a husband and wife, elderly couple. They own in town. I won't mention their names because I don't want no one stealing my deals.
Right, yeah.
They own 16 quads in Orlando. 16 quads, all paid off. I've been talking to this lady every fucking month. Every month for the last year and a half. I swear to God, I'm going to get that deal. She's going to... Listen, my goal, if I can get all those deals, all those quads, I'll buy, maybe 25% of them, cash out, and I'll have her hold mortgages for the rest. Why not? She won't have to worry about leaking toilets, the roof, the not paying tenants, all this other bullshit. Right? It's going to be me. She'll just be the lien holder. She'll be the bank.
Yeah.
That's it.
She's making money.
She's making money. So why not?
With no headache.
Right. But it gives me a head start to build my portfolio again.
Right.
And it helps her out. She won't have to pay all those capital gains right away.
Dude, that's crazy.
So, 15 quads, dude.
So, 15 quads is impressive, man. Oh, dude, I got people writing. Hold on. They might have like a bunch of questions. I've been trying to like figure this out for like the past hour.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, because like...
Come on, Mangelo.
It all like changed up on me. I got people coming in on here. Shit.
Any questions?
Oh, man.
Man, we got like 28 questions, man. Holy cow.
And we just been going on. My gosh.
Keeping it real like always here.
Yeah, let's see.
All right.
Screw him, keep going. I'll figure it out. But right now, the commercial deal, right? As far as... we can't cover like so many years worth in like an hour or 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
But as far as like the commercial deals, like maybe someone wants to jump into commercial deals. Maybe they got a head start on residential deals. They got a few rental properties. They want
to get into commercial.
Now they want to get commercial. How do they start into commercial? Okay, so how do I craft this? What's there to expect on a commercial deal?
You got to remember. Another difference between residential or resi and commercial. In a residential, if I'm a seller, I ain't got to disclose shit to you. Nothing. You're assumed a savvy investor, sophisticated investor. If you're buying my property, say you're buying my, 30-unit multifamily deal, right?
Right.
And it has fucking 6 of those units are leaking water, I ain't got to tell you. That's on you during due diligence to find that out. I don't have to. Just like when you're buying a house, you're selling a house, you have to fill out what's called a disclosure statement, homeowner's disclosure, right? Or if you're buying, you request that from the seller.
Sure.
You can sue. There's a liability in that. If he
doesn't disclose,
falsifies that disclosure, there's a liability. He opens himself up and his listing agent and the realtors involved in a liability.
But you have to provide that disclosure.
Correct. You got to request it. You got to provide it. So that's why the realtors, the real estate brokers have to always, hey, get me the disclosure, this, that, because they know it can come back on them.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
Where in commercial, if I'm repping the seller and you have the buyer, I ain't got to tell you shit about what's going on.
Wow, it's even the same way.
They don't got to tell you nothing. It's your job to find it during due diligence. You see? That's why it's a little bit scarier. It's a little bit, you got to be a little bit more sophisticated. You got to do a lot bit more homework. The inspection period, instead of where on residential it's usually 10 or 15 days.
Yeah.
Due diligence period for commercial is usually 30 days, 45 days. 45 days, close 30 days after due diligence. So it's the time frames are longer. The life cycle of a real estate deal, a transaction, is a lot longer than a residential transaction.
So I'm just going to touch over this again. The bank, what do they want to see? What does a hard money lender want to see?
On a commercial?
Yeah, on a commercial deal.
They're going to want to see history. They're going to want to see, again, they're going to look at financials, what your net worth is, what you own. If it's occupied by, say, tenants, you're buying something that's already, they're going to want to see the tenant leases. They want to look at the health of the tenants. Are they going to fulfill their agreement and their tenancy? Are they going to continue to pay? Or are they in trouble? Is it a mom and pop who's in there that's barely making it? Or is it Chipotle who, they don't care. They're paying $45 a square foot and they don't care. They got the lines out the door, every day for food.
So they almost want to see like just who's there. Like, what are you buying into? Like, you're buying into this. Someone is there already. Who's there?
I have a deal now, 50,000 square foot industrial space. My seller will do a 15-year lease back. He'll sell the building, do a 15-year lease back, okay, because he owns a large electrical company. Well, the buyers, the first thing they're asking is looking, since he's going to be the tenant, they're looking for his 3 years financials for the electrical company. You see, so they've got to see that he's signing a 15-year lease. They got to see the health of the electrical company, even though he's been in business 25 years. They got to make sure he has the ability to, is the business doing well? Are they bleeding cash? Are they, what's it look like? Are the numbers? Are they gross number? Are their numbers going down every year, or is it going up every year? You see, so and the lender, they've got to supply all that to the lender. If they're gonna say you're buying that building for say $3 million, and you're putting $1 million down, your lender is still going to want to see the health of that tenant. They're signing a 15-year lease. Is that owner willing to do a personal guarantee on that lease? If he can't fulfill that lease, what kind of assets does he own that they can go after?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all there's a lot of moving parts.
Because they got to protect themselves.
It's a lot of moving parts. Now, don't get me wrong, the money's a lot better. Again, the life cycle's longer, the money's a lot better. You're making 3 points on a $3 million deal, that's a $90,000 commission. Whatever your cut with your broker is, they usually cap out at 80%. But if you're on a 60-40 split, you make 60% of $90 million. It's still not a bad day.
Yeah.
Do a couple of those in a year. You'll be buying some rentals cash.
Just do one.
Yeah.
Just do one. Oh man.
So and just there's big firms in town. I'm with Spirit Commercial, as I mentioned before. There's bigger firms, global firms, the big boys in town, the Cushman and Wakefield, CB Richard Ellis, Jones Long LaSalle, JLL, NAI. Those are the big, they're all publicly traded, Wall Street traded companies.
Right.
I stick to the stuff that's like $5 million and below.
Yeah.
Because they're too big to deal with that little shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're busy they're busy putting together $50-40 million deals because they got to make Wall Street happy, right? With the numbers. Where on a $3 million deal, I'm happy to stay in that space.
You're happy. They're pissed.
Yeah. Yeah. But they won't mess with a $3 million deal for them. They don't even look at. They're like, it's nothing for them.
How much competition do you deal with? I can imagine there's a lot, but I can imagine there's people that are like, oh, dude, that's too big for me. Where they don't really realize how accessible it could be.
What do you mean? I don't.
So you're choosing to stay in a range, right? You're not going to go and compete with those guys.
No,
right?
I won't.
But
I don't think I can either. I mean, I shouldn't say I can't. I just if they do a presentation, say they got to meet with the board of directors of Johnson & Johnson to pitch why they're going to sell their, or how much they're going to sell their, $200,000 square foot industrial space for. Those guys are going to bring they're probably going to fly down their expert team to come before Johnson & Johnson. Where me, I may have access to a couple of people, but they're the big boys. That's like,
you can't compete with Walmart. You can't compete with those guys.
Yeah,
right?
I don't have that, and I admit it. I'm not trying to, can I get there one day? Yeah. Again, I hold the CCIM designation. For all who don't know, it's Certified Commercial Investment Manager. It's a law. It's like the PhD of real estate, commercial real estate, and it took 5 years to get. You got to put a portfolio together. You got to do $20 million in commercial sales. You got to sit for an 8-hour exam.
Right.
You got to go before a board and do an interview. So I've done that. I got that back in 2011. So I'm not saying, if I was working with those big companies with them or working for them, then I could chase those bigger deals. But again, it's what you choose. You choose and pick your battles, right? On a residential deal, am I going to go buy a $2 million house in Ellsworth? No. I'm not. Even if I had $10 million in the bank, I wouldn't do that. So I just like to stay in that space. That
it's like that happy medium where like you're not competing with those guys, but you're in deals that you're making quite a bit of money on, and like now you're kind of past the point of like, hey man,
the guys. I got a client. I got a new client the other day local guy, and they call them local mom and pops, right? Local mom and pop. He owns 3 shopping centers in Central Florida. He lives in Lake Mary, beautiful house. And I told him, hey, have you talked to anybody else? He goes, I've gotten a couple calls from Marcus Milchap or whoever. I said, why are we talking? Why aren't you? Oh, I don't like to deal with those guys. Well, why not? They got big egos.
Oh,
Yeah. And again, I have friends that work for them, of course.
Sure.
They're good guys, but I can see where he said they got egos. Because they've closed $100 million in deals this year, and they walk in there like their shit don't stink. Where I'm more personable. Again, I'm sitting there, I'm listening, I'm talking. I bring that from the investment
side. Not on the
side.
phone, no emails, no texting.
I bring that. Yeah, I talked. I have that personal, and that's where I think it's going to go a real long way. That's where I have an advantage with these guys. These guys are in and out doing a listing presentation with these guys, where I'm sitting there and say, hey man, let me go buy you a beer. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go have a beer.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What's up? I'm being their buddy.
Yeah.
That's the approach I'm taking. So.
And at the end of the day, they're gonna be your buddy.
Yeah,
they're gonna make you money, right?
Yeah. And if they can make me, and you know what? And see, my thing is, like Rich Dad Poor Dad. Don't work for the money. Work for the knowledge. The money will come.
Right.
Right. So I'm working for the relationship. The money's gonna come. My ultimate goal is to have these guys. Maybe one day they're gonna come to me and say, hey, Kevin, I have. I want to buy something, and if I've got $1 million at disposable, I can say, well, you know what? Let's partner. That's my goal. Have these guys as partners. Why not? I don't have experience in owning a shopping center or a strip center. I may have flipped houses and taken houses up there too, but that's a different ball game, right?
Right.
But now if they've got the experience, why not build that relationship, learn from them, partner with them, take what I did in residential, take it to the commercial side.
So you can almost do the same things.
Yes.
I mean, very little differences, but big differences.
Right. I don't see why not. I think it's still the same recipe.
Yeah.
It's all relationship, right?
Right. Yeah.
Again, if I run into a deal, the money's going to be there. If I run into a shopping center that's 90% occupied with some good national tenants, and the guy, there's a death in the family, it's worth $5 million, and he says, man, I got to sell it for $2.5 million. It's all I owe, and I want to leave. I mean, shit. I'll get the money. Trust me. I'll be calling you. I'll be calling everybody. Let's syndicate this thing and put money together.
So, like, why do people want to get off the commercial deal? Okay, so you have people that are paying their leases. They're good, right? You got Chipotle there. You got Starbucks that's there. You got all these people that are in your buildings. Why get off it?
Different appetites. So, one of our owners that owns a shopping strip center just like that, He's a physician. He's an anesthesiologist. Very well off individual. He owns single tenant, triple net, single tenant, triple net deals. And for those who don't know what that is a triple net deal is net to the owner. Okay, so the tenant pays the taxes, insurance, and everything. Okay, so they're paying, say, $40 a foot for the space, and that's net to the owner. So the owner gets his check. He ain't got to worry about paying the taxes. He ain't got to worry about paying the insurance.
He's done.
Right. So he owns probably like 15 of those around the country. Hooters. He owns Macaroni Grills.
So why get off it?
Because this is a triple tenant. He doesn't want triple tenant. He wants single tenant.
Okay.
See?
Yeah.
So he wants to deal with just one tenant at a time. So he bought this just because he had to do a 1031 exchange. So he had if not, that's when you sell something, you make gains off of it. You got to roll it into something likewise or more. I'm kind of keeping it in layman's terms.
Sure.
So that you don't pay Uncle Sam, 40%.
So he's got to roll it to wash it.
Right.
Okay.
Pretty much. You're deferring your liability, your tax liability. You're deferring it. So you can actually keep rolling it into boom 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 for your whole life and not pay. Again, that's big boy stuff, man.
I mean, big boy shit, right? They're like people don't really see, right? It's just like, man, how do these guys make money? Well, they know taxes too, and
I tell people, like, up and down Orange, you see the McDonald's, the Five Guys, the Arby's. McDonald's don't own that land. McDonald's don't own that building. There's a guy like you that probably owns that real estate. McDonald's is on there on a 30-year lease, with increases, with bumps every 3 years. With rent increase, and you're gonna tell me that's a great. McDonald's ain't going out of business. That's a safe investment.
Let me ask you this, right? Because if you got a warehouse right now, Amazon's buying. Well, they're not buying, but they're leasing, right? Why not buy the warehouse? Is it a tax reason? Is it why? Why not?
Why Amazon won't buy it?
Well, yeah. Why doesn't McDonald's buy that building? Why doesn't Five Guys buy that building? Could they?
Okay, I don't. I admit I don't have the answer to that. I think I don't have the answer to that. What I've been told.
I mean, we're speculating now.
Right. It's because it looks like dead in the books.
Okay.
So they'd rather just do a lease where it doesn't look like debt. Because if they're buying it, that's $3 million they can have in their account.
Yeah.
To appease Wall Street, right?
Okay.
So.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I've been told. I don't know that's a good question. I'm gonna actually look into that in the next episode. I'll have the answer.
Because there's because me and my friends have talks, and the question that kind of reigns on everyone's parade is oh, why don't they just buy it? And it's well, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, if it's just to, because then it makes you think about what's that guy's name? The guy I mentioned a few months ago, the Grant Cardone guy, right?
Oh, great, yeah. Grant Cardone.
Just rent,
Rent. What's his term?
Rent
where you live. Own what you rent.
Yeah,
that's his philosophy.
Yeah, so that kind of
and I don't know if I agree with that, to be honest with you.
But as a company, right? That's
right.
McDonald's or anything, it kind of makes sense,
right?
Yeah. If they need to borrow money, I don't think they would have to.
I think if they have more cash in the bank, obviously it looks better to Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
That they're well funded, they're well capitalized. They if they need, I'm sure they do own it. I'm sure they do own a couple McDonald's.
Yeah.
But if they're not going to they're not going to hit their numbers, and they need to show money, maybe they'll hey, we need to sell 50 of them to investors so we can put the liquid back and show Wall Street that we've got. I don't know. That's above my pay grade.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to play. Just to play this conversation, but it's it's interesting. You know what I mean?
It really is.
But because it's like the same idea of why would that person what do you call it? This house is paid off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I get it.
Do it.
I get it. And again, it's those little single tenant triple net. I mean, there's AutoZone, O'Reilly's. A lot of these companies do it. They don't. Wawa's.
If they're big, yeah.
Wawa. Every Wawa's owned by someone owns the real estate, and Wawa just does a lease. You know, Starbucks doesn't own none of their real estate.
My wife is here. She just showed up.
Okay.
Yeah. She scared the shit out of me just now. Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
So yeah, Wawa, Starbucks, they all have owners that own the real estate. You know, you could always also, I know investors that'll go, they'll strike a deal with Starbucks, say, hey, I want to build a Starbucks. And Starbucks has their own contractors, they're all approved contractors so that all the Starbucks look the same, right? So they have to get their own, you know, and then they'll say, hey, I want to own it. They'll do that too if you have money. Yeah, hey, I want to put, you know, give me an area where you like to put. I'll put the capital up, and you guys come in there and run the business. You know.
So real quick, we're just gonna run back and just recap before we start having some fun here and start speculating, right? So there's foreclosures, tax deed certificates, tax deed auctions, and wholesale. I feel like we mentioned one more.
Did we talk about wholesale?
We didn't get into wholesale.
We didn't get into wholesale.
Let's jump into wholesale.
That's like, and wholesaling is a big thing now. Everyone's a wholesaler. If you look at Facebook and everything,
I don't understand it.
Everybody's a wholesaler.
I don't understand it.
I don't know how either. If the market's going up, I don't know how people are making money wholesaling. I was killing it years ago in wholesaling. That's when I'd give people the options. We did touch on it. Remember? Hey, this is the options. So when they wanted the cash, here's the secret to wholesaling. And I'll tell everybody, make sure you write this.
It's recorded.
Yeah. So it's recorded. I hope they're writing this down.
I'm definitely doing a recap.
Yeah. In wholesaling, your buyer list is your golden ticket. Okay? Your buyer list is your golden ticket. If Mercedes-Benz went on sale tomorrow and there's no buyers, what good is a sale? Right?
Right.
So I tell a lot of the guys that call me, because people will call me from now, hey, with questions and everything. Build your list. Build your list. You want to get to the point where you're matching investors to property. Okay? So I know Mangilio's looking for a 3-2 and 1,500 square feet and 32812 in Conway, right?
Right.
And he will pay up to 200, right? I know that because it's in my list. It's in my database.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I meet with Ms. Doris again, right?
Yeah.
And Ms. Doris wants $150 for the house, cash. Guess what? I get on the phone.
Yeah.
To Mangilio and I say, hey, I got a deal. In Conway, meet your criteria for $165. And you're gonna say, holy shit, I'm willing to pay $200.
Yeah.
And you're gonna say, and of course you know I'm a wholesaler, and you're gonna say, Kevin, you're not killing me, are you? I'll say, no, I'm gonna make 15. But I still got it for 35 less than what you're willing to pay.
But the trick is to disclose that.
Because they're gonna find out, right?
Yeah.
And it shouldn't matter what the wholesaler's making.
It was cheap. It was cheap.
If the number worked, you see, you're willing to pay 2. You got it for 165. You're happy.
Yeah.
I made 15. You got 35 grand or in equity or more, and you're happy, right? So we matched it.
Everyone was happy.
We closed in 7 days. Everyone's happy. Doris got her 150. I make my 15. You got it for 165.
Boom.
Everyone's happy. Move on to the next one. You see, so you want to get to the point where your investors know you. Where I make that phone call. I used to make the phone call. All right, how much you need? I'll wire it. I haven't even told you about the property yet. Well, you're calling me. You must have a property, right?
Yeah.
You know,
because
they trusted me, and I had deals for them. You know, I made the money before. You know, a lot of times, again, if the numbers, hey, when can I see? Can I see the house, Kevin? Yeah, no problem. Sometimes I'd have to shave off a couple. You know, man, the roof. Kevin, can you shave off a couple grand from your fee? Sure, no problem. You know, so that's why I always started at 15. I always start at a 15. It's rare that I would do.
It's pretty awesome you do that. I mean, just from your standpoint, just because it's like the seller doesn't have to lose anything. It's like, all right, well, I'll take the hit.
Because
and the deal still gets made.
Will go back and renegotiate with the homeowner. And I don't think that's right.
They're wasting time.
Right, and that poor homeowner, you know, because these wholesalers are greedy. They don't want to take, you know. Dude, what's $2,500? Take 25. You know, you're still making $12,500, dude. You know, and you probably got 3 more of those closing that month.
You never had the money in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And you got 0 in the deal. and you're making 12.5. You know,
Yeah.
so and that's where a lot of these wholesalers, I don't know how they're making the money because it's number one, the competition is out there. It's crazy. Everyone's a wholesaler. Number two, the margins. Everything is, people know real estate's hot. The market's good. So why would they take a discount at the point? You know, when I was doing it, it was crazy. It was, I mean, people were taking deal left and right. I was doing deals. You know, I was closing 4 or 5 deals a month. You know, again, I had a whole team. I was probably spending $7,500 a month just in marketing with postcards. You know, and I was hitting the best county. Giving away secrets.
Sure. I mean, if
best
you don't
county. I don't care. I'm out of that business.
Okay.
Best county for wholesaling, Brevard County. Brevard County, Merritt Island, Palm Bay, all snowbirds.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They're all at 90% of the homeowners were up north. They hadn't been to the house in years. They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
Yeah.
You know? So I offered them, oh, yeah, I'll take it, whatever. When was the last time you been in the house? 10 years ago. You know? So the biggest deals were in Brevard County.
Oh,
so just so everyone listening, start marketing Brevard County.
Take it, man. He's giving it to you. But, oh, man. Okay, so, cool. We revisited wholesale. Wholesale, tax deed, tax certificate. Foreclosures,
yep.
We touched on commercial a little bit. And I think for right now, for anyone starting out, they're probably not going to touch that yet. You know, I'm going to have you back on.
Right. Again, it's something they should learn. They should go into these books. They should be reading. I would, you know.
Any books you recommend? Aside from Rich Dad Poor Dad? Yeah.
For flipping, there's a book called, I forgot the author, Buy It, Fix It, Flip It. That's what it's called. Buy It, Fix It, Flip It. Okay. On Amazon. A great book. I probably read that book like 5 times when I was flipping. That's a great one. Gosh, my Amazon is filled with like all the books.
Really?
Yeah.
Name 5 hockey teams.
Anything, anything for, if you're going to do commercial, anything from Rod Santomassimo. Santomassimo is from New York. The Massimo Group, best commercial training in the world. Their books are so good. He's got 2 books out that a lot of the brokerages actually give that book out for the new guys to read because it's such a good book. So, but yeah.
So those 2 at least that we can think of. But if those are the only ones we can think of, those are probably the most important.
Sure. Yep. Rich Dad Poor Dad obviously is number 1.
Yeah, that kind of. I think everyone that's kind of listening in and thinking about real estate, they probably read it.
Yeah.
Probably the gears.
Read it 5 or 6 times.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
just read it once. Read that motherfucker like 5 times. I'm telling you, I've read it like 6, 7 times. My daughter's reading it and she's 7. You know?
It's probably best, man.
Yeah.
Before we start having fun speculating, let's talk about debt to income ratio real quick. Just what does the bank want to see as far as not the commercial deal, but just, you know, again, just for these guys to see it.
Yeah, you know, again, I've been out of the resi, the residential for a little bit, but I think your DTI, if someone wants to email him, if I'm correct or wrong, I think it's like 45% or 48%. It's got to be your DTI, your debt to income.
Yeah.
I'm not, again, maybe it's gone up. I know FHA loan limits have gone up to like 380, before it used to be like 320. Again,
really?
It's, okay. So FHA loans, you can go higher. But I'm actually going to be looking for a house, so I should know these things again.
So, no, that's fine. You'll be back on anyway.
Yeah.
The real quick, just as someone who's, because I'm going to start talking about myself here, and I'm trying not to give myself away here, but I guess I'll just say it. Being debt free, does that kind of help? Does the bank want to see debt? I never understood it.
You know, this is what I've been taught, and if you got credit card debt and you pay off your credit cards, your fucking credit score goes down. Have you heard that?
I've heard it.
Because now they consider you risky.
I pay it off, but my score's going up.
But you always recharge every month?
Yeah.
So you keep it, you always charge, pay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I paid off.
Okay. So I've been taught, I've always been told if you pay it off and don't recharge, yes, I use it for gas, pay it off. Yes, they want to see consistency, right?
Sure, yeah.
But say you have 5 cards, $1,000. Say I'm just throwing numbers, $1,000 on each card limit, right? And say you max them all out, right? So they're all $1,000. Say you pay 1 card off, right?
Your score goes down.
Yeah. Now you have 5 cards, right? But you owe $4,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at your ratio, and the one you paid off, you canceled. Now you're back to 100% debt. But if you left it open, you have 5,000, but you're only using 4.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right?
That makes sense. Because I was told to open up more credit cards. I'm like, why? That doesn't make sense to me. But if the ratios are...
So, again, so for those who've missed it, 5, I'm just throwing numbers. 5 credit cards, $1,000. They're all maxed out at $1,000. And now you want to pay it off. So you say, you know what? They always say attack one really hard, right? Before you go to the others.
Sure.
You pay off card number 5. Boom. And then you cancel it.
But you don't cancel it. You just pay it off, right?
Yeah, don't cancel it. Keep it open. So you have to keep it open. Because now you're at $4,000 with a $5,000 limit.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So you're only, 80% or something?
Yeah.
But if you cancel it,
now you're back to 100%
debt. You see? So...
Had no idea. That's why people are saying open more credit cards. Just have them open.
Because now you have higher loan limits. Your ratio goes down. Okay, I'm no expert with these credit cards.
Sure.
But it's just from years of experience, years of fuck ups, I guess.
Yeah, dude, because it made no sense to me. That's actually a reason why I'm debt free. Because 1, I'm horrified of it, and 2, I have no idea.
Debt could be good though. You know that, right?
Yeah, if it makes you money.
If you're leveraging.
Yeah, if you're making the money.
Right.
Yeah.
So $100,000 investment. If you paid $100,000 cash, you're making $10,000 a month. You're 10%, right? That's your return.
Yeah.
But say you leveraged that property.
Yeah, you made money with no money. Exactly.
Now you're making money with 0. You still got the 90 something in the bank.
Well, I'm on the fence right now, right? Of like, okay, I want to start doing this, and I know there's a way to do it, but everyone around me talks a good game. No one wants to talk about their fuck ups, right? And that's I'm glad.
I tell everybody, I don't know more than you. I just fucked up more than you.
Meaning you learn more than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I actually have you on, and and there's people. I mean, dude, I got a few friends that have bad credit, and maybe it's not going to stop them, but to them, it's stopping them because they feel like it's the end of the world.
So, I attacked my credit really at one point. There's a way of doing that too. And we'll touch on credit real quick, just because I'm speaking from experience here. So, obviously, Credit Karma is what you got to go to Credit Karma, make an account. You know what that is? You've heard of Credit Karma?
Yeah. Okay. In fact, my identity got stolen, so now I got to check it.
Okay. So go to Credit Karma. See whatever you have. For everyone who's got bad credit, whatever it is, or because of late payments or missed payments, whatever it is, there's a secret to all this. Don't go paying $1,000 to the crony guy, the credit repair dude, okay? I'm going to tell you the secret right now. Ready?
Call them.
Call them, yes, but keep disputing. After the 4th, when they deny your dispute it again. They deny it, dispute it. On the 4th dispute, they'll fucking clear it out. They'll just stop. They'll stop denying you, and they'll just accept your dispute. It takes work. It's tedious, but in 6 months, your credit will fucking shoot up. I'm telling you. Dude, that's the secret. You just got to keep disputing it, and they'll send you a letter. Oh, we've denied your dispute, or we found your dispute valid. Or the whatever it is you're disputing to be a valid debt, or whatever it is. Fuck you. Dispute it again. I'm telling you. And by the 4th time, they'll wipe it out. They'll be so tired.
They'll be so tired of dealing with your shit.
I'm telling you. That's what the credit guys do. The credit repair guys do. That's all they do. They keep disputing it. The same shit.
Oh, dude.
You know? There's the secret.
You just put those guys out of business.
Yeah, I just put them out of business. But everybody else who's listening, I just made... They're all happy, right?
Yeah. Really quickly, man. I don't know if this is true. I kind of think it's a myth, because this is all from 2008 stuff, right? I've heard of people that stopped paying their mortgage now because their bank wasn't the original mortgage holder, correct me if I'm
And they lost the note or something.
They lost the note. Yeah. Is that true? Has that happened? It doesn't happen now, but probably like 6 years ago, maybe.
So,
or is that bullshit?
It's actually happened. I know a couple instances where, shit, I got buddies that,
and they got a free house.
I got buddies that they intentionally bought HOA foreclosures at the sale because there was never a LP. Okay, so say it was a house.
Yeah.
And $3,000, right?
Yeah.
But you can rent the house out for $1,500. Okay? You buy the fucking HOA, $3,000. You get the deed. Now you own it. You own the house. Like legit own it, right? The LP was never filed. LP list pendants, okay?
Yeah.
Was never filed. They've owned those houses. They still have those houses that rented out for $1,500 a month 10 years later. Because the fucking mortgage never foreclosed. Oh. So they bought these houses for $3,000, $4,000 of the, you know. But again, it takes research.
Yeah.
To make sure, and again, it's probably because the note was lost. Or, you know, a lot of these lenders went out of business because of the mortgage meltdown and things like that. So probably paperwork got lost in the shuffle. But again, a lot of these guys, they still own these houses.
Oh, dude.
You know?
That's nuts.
Yep. So how's that for a Friday night, 2 a.m. infomercial? You know?
Oh, man. What's up, Woods 407? How you doing? See, he's talking me through Twitch. That's why I can see what he's saying. These guys, I think they're talking through Periscope or something.
I don't even know what Periscope is.
Periscope is just Twitter.
Oh, is it?
It's just Twitter. Yeah, that's all it is. The man, he showed up kind of late too. We're talking some good shit here, but let's speculate right now.
Sure.
Okay. Is it? Yeah. See, that's crazy.
That's
he's right.
It is crazy.
So real quick, man, just to I wonder if this works. Yeah. No, that didn't work. No. I missed it.
Do I gotta move over?
No, I'm trying to get both
fat.
of us. I'm trying to get both of us.
Xaxuca's too fat.
Too fat. I don't think so. I think a lot of muscle on you. But, oh man, what was I gonna say? Yeah, there's speculation of like a next crisis about to happen. Are you loading up the arsenal and start jumping in, or what's going on?
Okay. And of course, yes, you bring that up. A lot of people bringing that up. A lot of people talking. I don't think it's going to be as bad as before. Just because
we've learned from the first one.
We've learned from the first one, number one. And number two, the loans have been harder the last 10 years. Historically, real estate every 10 years has cycled or gone up and down, right? So we're up to the 10-year mark now, or 11-year mark, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But the loans that were taken out after the crisis have been more in depth. More, there was no Nina loans. There's no people had to put money down. You know, instead of FHA 100% financing, people have got to put in at least 3.5% of their own money. You know, conventional loans have gone up to 5 to 10%, where before they could have got it for 3%. I mean, so now these loans have been vetted, they've been worked, where I don't think there's no, they're not as risky as they were before. So I don't think I think a correction is coming, but I don't think it's going to be nowhere near as before. And you got to remember this too, and I tell this to everybody: when you read this shit in the news, and the sky's falling, we're fucking in Orlando. There was an article 2 weeks ago about this is the number one place for jobs now.
Yeah.
Couple that with the number one tourist destination in the world, our hospitality industry. I mean,
SpaceX, NASA, Blue Origin. That's all Brevard County.
Yeah, Brevard, right? And we got big deals going on in Brevard right now. One of my brokers is working a bunch of good deals in Brevard with SpaceX and all that bullshit. But anyway, this is what I tell everybody: don't not buy, because you think it's going to happen like before. I'm going to be on the market for a house, but I want to wait. Obviously, for me to pay retail hurts just because I've bought houses.
You know it, right? Because you know the game.
Right. So, I'm not going to spend all this money on the house when I know I can go get a deed, or I can go do a lease option, or I can go, do owner finance, or even buy it at the auction. And, so I'm too experienced to go pay retail. And that's what hurts me, even though I know I have to. I just got news yesterday, by the way, that my property manager called me and said, because I rent right now, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, the owner wants to sell the house. And I'm like, motherfucker, I've been there 5 years. I've been the best tenant. I put money in this fucking house. I'm not going to pick up and fucking,
Dude, I'll fucking buy it off you, please. Don't.
Shit. So I told him, I said, well, and not that I want to, the house is so basic, right? It's like, no, and I live in just, so anyway, sure. But it's just that the neighborhood's great. My daughters love the neighborhood, a lot of kids, so it's like, do I pick up and leave, or I just try to buy this piece of shit house,
Right.
So, and paying retail is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's just a little gripe I had from yesterday. I got a new truck yesterday, and I'm getting kicked out of my fucking house.
It's a nice truck.
Oh, yeah, man. Shit.
Like, damn it, dude, really? I just walked out. I just drove off.
God.
All right, so like there's a correction coming, but it's not going to be as bad as before. And I mean, dude, there's people that just talk, end of the world game, and I'm like, I don't know, do you load up? I think if it was in that case, I think, just get ready to buy. But
if you got the liquid, I would stand by the sidelines right now, just waiting to everyone's a flipper these days. Everyone wants to be, back when I was doing it, there was no TV shows. How many flipping TV shows are there now on TV?
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody wants to be a flipper.
So that's okay. That's what I was going to get into too. It's just like, is it saturated right now, or is this a point where it's just like you're going to be? I mean, you're going to be running them out of the house again, right?
God, I don't know if it's going to get to that point. But if you got cash at this point, at this moment, I would brace myself for this year. I would kind of sit by the sidelines, wait. I think the deals are coming. I think they're going to come back. Not as good as before.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll make the same money I used to make when I was buying at the courthouse. I mean, I won't make near close to that money, but there's going to be deals. There's going to be deals. So for all the new people, your friends and people, hang on. It's coming. Pick up a couple rentals. Especially if you're under 30, fuck, a one a year. Follow that guideline, man. By the time you're 45,
yeah, I think that one a year deal is pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Man, what was I gonna say? Yeah, dude, that 1 year deal that kind of stuck with me like over the past few months. I was like, man, I don't know. And then last week I was thinking, dude, I'm surrounded by like real estate guys. I should do a real estate episode at least, because everyone around me wants to get into it. Is it a good idea to do it? Or
yeah.
What kind of fight are you going to be fighting with the other competition with the other guys that are just starting?
But here's the thing. Don't ever worry about what the other guys do.
Well, don't let that stop you.
Yeah.
Don't let that stop you.
Fuck that. There's always going to be competition, right?
Right.
No matter what. It's always going to feel like you take 2 steps forward, 5 back sometimes.
Yeah.
Fucking keep going. Keep writing those letters. Keep making those phone calls. Keep pounding that phone and door knocking. You see a house, like I said, go door knock it. Go introduce yourself. Dude, I used to go up to houses and be like, hey, your neighbor said the house is for sale. They'd be like, it was bullshit, right? They'd be like, what neighbor said? I don't know, the guy over there.
Yeah.
And the guy, my house ain't for fucking sale. Okay, well, have you ever thought about selling it?
Yeah. There you go, you're in the door.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a buyer. Here's my business card. If you're thinking about selling it, give me a call.
See, my cousin in Boston used to do that with cars. He would see like a 67 Camaro right there. Like, hey, you selling your car? You want to?
Yeah. Dude, you can flip anything fucking flip the Empire State Building if you had a buyer, right? Everything has a price. But again, it's getting in front of these people. There's a book. There's a book if for those who want to get into real estate, who want to get licensed and offer the options like I spoke about. There's a book, great book that I tell all my new brokers. It's called My First Year in Real Estate. I don't know who the author is. I'll have that info for you next.
That's probably I'll link that in the description if anything.
Yeah, and that book taught me, and I did it when I was new. I read the book like 5 times. You want to hand out your business card to 10 people every single day. Doesn't matter if you're pumping gas and there's a dude pumping gas in the next, right there next to you. Give him your fucking business card. You know? Yeah. I used to tell people, hey man, you live around here? You know, people they get taken back, right? If you, yeah, why? Hey, do you mind me asking you a question? Do you rent or own? Oh, I own. Oh, really? Where do you live? Because I live in such and such ABC neighborhood. Oh, really? Oh, listen, I got 3 buyers looking to buy in the neighborhood. You know, it's bullshit. Yeah. But guess what? Here's my business card, man. If you ever want to sell, give me a call. You see?
Well, you know, it's so funny, man, because like the whole big thing now, we're packing with viewers right now. The whole big thing, right, is like people are afraid to approach people, right? When I was doing my what I thought I was gonna do, like the tax deed sale before I got my heart broken of like the thing shooting up to like 70 grand in like 2 minutes. Yeah. I was like, oh, fuck. Right? Yeah. But dude, I would go to the houses, go to neighborhoods, and I asked like the security guard, like, hey, what's the HOA here? Oh, I don't know. There was a lady checking mail. And for those of you who don't know, I kickbox, right? Dude, I got fucked up that day, right? Like, I have a black eye right here.
You Muay Thai is better than kickboxing. That's what you did.
Yeah. So, like, I got...
Shout out to Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio Kuna, bro. Yeah. Oh, my gosh, I love him, man.
I'm too scared to take his class. I hate getting in the face, bro. Dude, I'll turn into a little bitch, bro. I'm like,
He kicked me in the head because I didn't put my hand up.
Oh, my God.
He's like, should I do it? And everyone's like, yeah. And I'm not thinking, dude, because I'm trying to pick up my leg to block the kick, and he just goes... And my dad was there. He's like, you know better than that, right? So
fuck that. I hate getting hit in the face. I'm a pussy. Well, anyway, go ahead.
So like I got a beard going on. Yeah. I got my wife with me in the car, but I told her to stay in the car. And this is lady checking mail, and I'm like, oh, dude, I don't look like the nicest person right now.
Right.
And I'm like, I kept my distance. I kept my hands up, and I was like, excuse me, ma'am, do you live here? And I'm like this. I'm keeping my distance. You know what I mean? Just to, you know, let her know I'm like, my hands are open. I'm not trying to get after you, right?
Yeah, you're not trying to fucking put on a chokehold.
Real quick.
You might get me too'd.
Yeah.
Right?
So real quick, do you know how much the HOA is here by chance, right? And she was actually comfortable with me because I kept my distance. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she was like, well, I actually don't know because it's in my mortgage. And I was like, oh, okay. But it was cool because you don't know who's going to answer, right? And if they run away from you, then they run away from you. Then, you know, I kind of...
The best thing is, and I tell everybody, always have business cards. Doesn't matter if it says, you know, Mangilio buys houses or whatever. Just, if you offer a business card to someone, the first thing you do, hey, ma'am, do you live here? And you reach out with a business card, she puts her guard down right away.
Okay.
You know, she's going to take the business card, look at it. Okay, this guy's legit.
Yeah.
If he was a bad guy, he wouldn't be giving me his name or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that too.
You see? So I always tell her right away, every time I go knock on the door, I always have cards in my hand. You know, like I said, hey, your neighbor said, I'm already giving them a card when I'm passing that card. Because right away they look at it, they put their, you know, people.
They put the guard down a little bit.
And it's hard they're looking at the card, listening to you, and it kind of, if they're answering like, who the fuck is this? You know, it kind of brings them down a little bit because they can't be mad and look at your card at the same time and listening to what you're saying at the same time. You see, it's too much going on.
Yeah,
you know, so psychologically, they're gonna, hey, okay, how can I help you? You know,
yeah.
So it's kind of again back to the gas guy. Hey, say he says, oh, I rent. Oh, really? You rent? How much you pay in rent? $1,200. Oh,
You might have a tenant, at that point.
Well, no, but you pay $1,200. Well, you know, you could buy a house for that mortgage payment, for that rent payment. You could own a house in the same neighborhood. Oh, really? You know how many people used to be like, really? I'm like, yeah, man, give me a call. I'll have someone you could talk to, get you pre-approved.
Yeah.
You see, these people don't know. Again, guys that want to get their license, there's so many ways to approach. You know, you're at Publix cashing out. The person behind you, again, you live around here? Boom, hit them with that.
Yeah.
You know, and just start, do that 10 times in a day. I guarantee you're going to make 6 figures. Easy.
That's awesome, man. How powerful is do you use social media at all? I know we're not a big fan of texting right now, and I know things are personal when you're in person.
Right.
But just to get your name out there,
I have a gosh, let me look. I have 2 for my Sperry. I'm looking at it. Forgive me, I'm looking for it right now. I should know it by heart. Sperry_CGA_Orlando. For those who are listening, Sperry Commercial. That's my commercial social media, my Instagram.
Okay.
And then I have one for my property management company, which is, I should know that one too, but I don't.
Yeah, that's fine, dude. You got a lot going on.
It's that one's Anderson MGMT for management, MGMT Group. Anderson MGMT Group.
Oh, dude, I wish you told me these things because I would have had them like as an overlay because I got my sponsor there.
Oh, okay.
I could have just
that's cool,
so
man.
Next episode we'll do that.
Yeah. So, but back to I gotta be more active in social media. I guess I'm more of a personal guy. Like I said, the personal touch for me is what goes. I think that goes way above and beyond social media. You know, yeah, you can reach the masses with social media.
Yeah,
but I believe in that personal touch. You know?
Personal touch is everything, though. Yeah, because like a lot of people are like flooding Facebook with their ads and with decent content because people are making pretty good videos and everything, right?
But everybody's got that. Everybody's got the realtor. The realtor's doing videos. All the investors are doing videos. Everyone's doing videos.
So like that's the thing, right? So like for people that want to do,
if you're Doris,
is it a good idea?
Again, if you're Doris, the 80-year-old homeowner, okay, who needs to sell the house, is she on social media? Fuck no.
No,
she ain't.
I think that's how like the best way to make the money, right?
Listen, I've always been taught. You see how ants, they all travel in one direction. You look at a fucking line of ants. They're all going one direction, right?
Yeah.
And then you always see some jackass ant going one way, the different way. Be that jackass ant going the other direction, man.
Yeah.
Making a right. Go where the people aren't going. And that's knocking on the doors, sending out the letters, that personal touch. Call that homeowner that you've been chasing, put it on your calendar. Put it as an event every fucking month.
Yeah.
On the 2nd of the month, I'm going to call Miss Doris just to check up on her. Listen, I got a deal, a little wholesale, not a big deal. It was like 10 grand, right? Wholesale deal.
10 grand's a lot of people.
I can't, I shouldn't say small. I mean, that's a lot of money, but
yeah.
I had this guy. I chased this guy for like 6 months. Indian guy, great guy. Forgot his name, but anyway, he had a house off of Rouse Road, East Orlando. Okay, I chased this guy. I showed this house to like 4 different investors. The deal was slim. Okay, and this guy lived in New York. But I would call this guy. I'd be sitting in my fucking house, and I'd call him up. I'd be like, "Hey, Raj, I just left your neighborhood. The garbage can was out in the street. I just want to let you know that I put it back. Hey, there were some phone books on the entry door. I put them in the, they look worn, so I put them in the trash.
Yeah.
I cleaned it up for you. There was some paperwork. Fucking bullshit. I was sitting in my house. I didn't drive. I haven't seen the fucking house in 2 months.
Yeah.
But you know what? In his eyes,
you painted a picture.
Damn,
this guy's managing my property
driving by
free.
My property, making it not. He finally sold me the house. Made 10 grand on him. But again, I'm not saying don't. I mean, do those things, right? Do them, legit do them.
Sure.
But again, when I had a bunch of deals going on, so I couldn't do them. I did sometimes bring in, again, but you can over-exaggerate, right?
Sure.
Do whatever you got to do to get the deal. I forget what the statistic is. In the NFL, you watch football, right? Everybody watches football.
Yeah.
If the running back touches the football, I want to say over 40 times, there's like a 92 or 88% chance that team is going to win, right? If the running back, again, it's all about touches.
Right.
Touch the people. Touch them. You're going to win. Same thing goes with investing and wholesaling, and if you're in investing, touch these homeowners. Keep touching them. Stay in their head. Stay in their head.
Hey, what's up, 929 Bucket? Real quick. So we start getting into like just talking to people, being personable, and I think a lot of people, especially in my generation, right, where we just want to text and we want to DM everybody, right? I think a lot of it has to do with rejection. So how did you handle the rejection? Did you ever have to?
Oh man, I love getting rejected.
Yeah,
I love it.
Next.
Love it. Listen, every rejection proves. Okay, it's a numbers game, right?
Right.
So when you get rejected, it's one closer to your yes.
Yeah.
Right. It's just bringing you closer to your yes. Number one.
Right.
Number two, I've had people yell and motherfuck me to death on the phone. Okay.
Yeah.
And I laugh with them.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I appreciate that. You know, listen, but guess what? Maybe you don't want to sell your house, but do you have a family member that wants to sell that house? You think I can help them?
Next.
Do you think they would benefit from my services? Turn it around. Start laughing with them.
Yeah.
I've had people start laughing after they motherfuck me. They're laughing with me.
Yeah.
You know what? I like you. I like your. I appreciate your persistence. Turn it around. Who cares? It's fuck it. They reject you. They reject you.
Yeah.
So what? I've had people don't fucking call me. I will call. I will call someone if I got a good lead. I call them until they fucking. They tell me to. They fucking don't ever call me again, mother. You know, or they die.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Yeah. That too, right? Man, so you don't email anybody? Yeah, I don't think.
If I do, if I've got a deal in the works, you know, for my regular real estate, yes, because I want to keep a lot of stuff. If I'm dealing with another broker on the opposing,
yeah, not those guys, not those guys. Those guys are constantly emailing, right?
Because they want everything on record. They want everything in writing.
Sure, but like as far as like, hey, Miss Doris, or, you know, you're emailing her. You're not emailing her. That's not personable.
Well, I've had homeowners that do email because they work a lot. Hey, email me the contract. So now you know they email.
But that's if they're giving you the email.
Okay.
If they're giving you the email,
if you're chasing the deal,
yeah. No, don't. Yeah.
No,
that's what I'm
talking
talking
about. It's not personal enough. Don't. I mean, unless they tell you specifically, email me or text me.
Fine.
Okay,
Fine.
no problem. That's how you do business. You're up with society, right?
Or you're working.
Yeah. Or they're working and they can't talk. But I always try to call. I mean, dude, there's times where I've had to charge my phone 4 times in a day because I'm fucking spending the time always on the phone. You know, that's one thing about real estate investing, or whether it's traditional, residential, commercial. You're always on that phone. You know, that's your office. You know. So
right now you run a 4-man shop, right? Well, you have so many people. How many people you got working for you?
I have on my residential side. I got a little over 20 brokers. On my property management, I've got 2, and then for my commercial real estate, it's a 4-man shop.
Okay, so it's best to kind of keep it. It's not small to me, but it's probably, you know, best to keep that 4-man shop. It's just.
I've had the big office in Winter Park, 40 agents, 40 brokers, 3,000 square feet, the title company in there, the lending company in there. I've had that whole. You know,
a lot of moving parts.
And I've discovered, and this holds true in every office, whether you look at Keller Williams or you look at Coldwell Banker or whoever. 10% of the brokers do 90% of the deals. You know, so why
have the other one?
All that overhead,
supplying
all that shit for only 10% of the brokers? So I closed that down. I downsized. Now I consider myself like Team SEAL 6, right? And just keep it small and narrow, and just pound. You know, we work our ass off,
and the money's there.
And the money's there. I don't have low overhead. I got a way smaller office, very humble, right?
Yeah.
And that's everyone's happy. You know, I kept my worker bees, fired everybody else, and that was it.
Yeah.
And just I'm happy, and the you know I gave myself a pay raise. Basically, right?
Yeah, probably along with everyone else too.
Yeah.
You know, because why not? You know what I mean? Oh man, what was I gonna say? I'm just looking in here. Okay, cool. No questions here. Yeah, they're just listening in. They're still there. But
I was gonna ask about that 1-year thing.
Game, bro. You could just rewind it. It's fine. Okay. And again, I'm doing a recap video after this because I feel like there's so much to this where I can actually break this down in the videos, and I'll just share it. And I'll peg your website on there too. This way,
some social media,
social media gets out, right?
That's fine. That's fine. But back to a couple nuggets too. It seems like the audience is more. I guess the way you made it sound, they're more into the investing. Interested into the investing
because
side,
like a lot of people feel like there's so many real estate agents out there too.
There used to be before the meltdown. I believe Aura, which is the Orlando Realtor Association on Lee Road. I believe we had about 13 agents total just in Orlando, in Orlando. Okay, there's an Osceola board also. And they have another X amount over there, which I don't even know because I'm a member of the Orlando board. After the meltdown, I believe it cut in half, 50%. Everybody got out of real estate. I survived it.
That's one of the things about a meltdown, right? Whoever sticks around was the real deal.
It was the real deal. They were doing something right. Yeah, absolutely. So that's why, how long you been in the business? Did you survive that? Did you survive it? Did you come out unscathed?
Are you a veteran?
I mean, and then now I think they're back up to over 12,000. But again, it's not the things I'm saying about the touch is, that goes true. That holds true whether you're doing investing or whether you get licensed and you want to work in a residential shop and do regular traditional sales.
Sure.
I mean, you've got to go out there and you've got to grind. Like I said, where do you live? Do you live around here? Again, you could do that as a realtor, as getting licensed. You can do that and get business. You can door knock and get businesses,
Just a different avenue.
Just a different avenue. But again, it all comes down to touches.
Yeah.
That personal touch. People, I got a social media presence. I think social media it's good for company-wide, right? To get the name of the company out there.
Sure.
Right? To have that presence in the market. But as an individual, remember all these. You're 1099. You're an independent contractor.
Yeah.
To get your own business, you got to go kill. You got to eat what you kill.
Right.
So you got to go out there, get your own business. You got to kill it, and then you got to cook it, and then you get to eat.
Yeah.
So, but what I mean is, if you don't make a sale, you don't eat.
Right.
You're not gonna. Your broker's not gonna put you on a retainer or pay you a salary.
No.
You're an independent contractor, so you gotta, again, be that ant that goes the other way. Everyone right now is doing social media.
It's all you, and I think that was the fan I had. That's why I liked wrestling so much, or jiu-jitsu, or it was just you. It was just you. No one's dropping the ball. It's right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I think that it comes a lot with fighting, and I think I gotta interview more guys from the gym too, because they have that competitive spirit that they kind of transfer into what they do in life, and it's funny because it's like all the people, all my friends don't do jiu-jitsu, right? I do, and I feel like all the guys that are doing jiu-jitsu, majority of them don't have. I mean, majority of them are working for themselves, or they're getting ready to work for themselves.
Smart.
You know what I mean?
Smart.
But I feel like that competitive nature kind of translates into that. And
so when you do, and it's, I think there's I heard something when I was at my Sperry corporate in Irvine for training. My CEO said, and by the way, his name is Rand Sperry. He used to run Sperry Van Ness, one of the biggest global commercial brokerages in the country.
Yeah.
Broke off, and now that's where he started Sperry Commercial. So I just want to put that out there. But what he said was, in real estate, the people that tend to succeed are people that have played sports growing up, or military, because they have that competitive nature. They don't take no. They don't like to lose. They don't like that rejection. They're sore losers. They want to go out and keep winning, right? So you're jiu-jitsu. You're doing Muay Thai. You're very active in the gym. You're doing a lot more than I am, right? I always see you there sweating your ass off, And I'm fucking sitting on the sideline, dry, right? So anyway, but again, you have that competitive. That's by nature. You're just competitive. You want to be out there. So that's why you're looking for that. You're hungry. You want. Yeah. That's why if you went into it full force, you're gonna succeed. I mean, again, same with military guys. They have that competitive spirit already. So,
real quick before we start talking fights, real estate investor, right? Because you said something was like, "Here's my card, I can get you pre-approved," right? There's another tool in that mix, and that's having the lender relationships, right? So how do you acquire those relationships? Those are
every lender, they want their bread and butter is their realtor, the agents, right? The brokers that are out there,
because they're making that money
because
too.
They're the ones that are going to be referring the lender
for
loans.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if the transaction the loan process goes smooth, that's more that realtor is going to refer more people in the office. Okay, so we've had tons of loan officers come and buy us lunch and wine us and dine us and because they want business.
Sure. But
you'll create that business. They'll come and they'll talk to you. I mean, and you're gonna have your certain 2 or 3 that are really good, and then they're the ones that can do the A paper. Of course, anyone can do the A paper. When I mean A paper, that means the credit's over 750. They make over $100,000 a year. They're gonna put 50% down.
Yeah.
That's a 2-week closing, right?
Right.
Everyone wants that buyer, right?
Yeah.
But they can do the C paper, which is probably like me, someone that's got a fucking 600 credit score. I got the income, but I don't got the credit score right now.
Sure.
So it's a more difficult loan. You got to get a little bit more creative. The interest rate's going to be, they're going to have a little bit harder time selling it to the secondary market. So it's a little bit more difficult. But again, you're going to find your own lender that's going to be able to do both.
Now, would it be illegal? One. And 2, are there certain lenders that would give you a kickback just for referring them, or not really?
That's definitely against. I think it's called RESPA.
Okay.
It's a violation of RESPA, which is pretty much illegal. I think you're only allowed to give up to $50 in like a gift card type thing.
Okay.
Or like a gift certificate to a restaurant, but I think it could be like $50 max. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe someone can correct me if I am wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think that's it. Again, I've been out of that residential game for a little while.
Okay, yeah. No, because I just thought, would that be bad? Would that be kind of cool?
Listen, there's again, if you're an agent, okay, and I refer you a buddy of mine who's selling their $1 million house. I mean, and you want to give me a thank you gift. I mean,
sure. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I would say.
Yeah.
Everybody does it.
Yeah.
But they just gotta keep quiet about it.
Yeah. So no, he doesn't do it. Off camera might be a different story. Yeah. Kidding. All right, man. Tonight fights. Real quick, man. You used to be a police officer.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Let's jump into that, man.
Yeah.
How many years?
I started when I was in '99, left in
2003, probably.
2003 or was it 2004? Yeah, maybe 3 or 4. But yeah, and I worked at the whole OBT area and jumped out cars and chased bad guys, and I was.
How fun was that?
It was fun. It was fun. When you're in your early 20s, it's fun. I'd hate to do it now, though. If I was, I'm all.
You have kids now.
Yeah, I have kids, and what's his name from the gym?
Do we want to mention him?
I won't. Yeah, I'm not going to say his name, but
bald guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude,
he was working patrol midnights, 2 little kids. I'm like, bro, get the fuck off the road. Get off patrol.
He's a badass, dude.
Yeah, great guy.
Oh man,
like, dude, get off the road. It ain't worth it to do a traffic stop. Some comes out shooting. You know what I mean? And you can't see.
Oh, dude, that dude's like Superman, man. I roll with him.
Yeah,
he's a fucking
super guy,
dude.
Super guy, great guy. And he's always like. So now he put in for a different unit to work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And I think he got it.
Nice.
He's like, I saw him the other day. He's like, Xaxuca, man, thank you, man, for giving me that advice. I'm like, bro, with a wife and kids, and that, you don't want.
You got to think it,
dude. Who wants to work in the hood on Paramore, chasing a crackhead at 2 o'clock in the morning? And
like that's one of the things, man. It's like I used to see me go every day, because I had that business, and going kickboxing every day, going jiu-jitsu every day. Now I work, right? And I got to be on the ball, because I don't want to say where I work, but I have to operate a robot. If I get hit too hard, I got to call off work. Man, that's not happening.
That's right, because what you do, you can mess it up, and my God,
people get hurt.
Client gets pissed.
Well, people get hurt, right?
People get hurt.
Yeah, and Yeah, clients are gonna get pissed. The owner's gonna get pissed, right? Right, dude. And then on the last job, I was at an aircraft repair station. I definitely had to tone it down. You know what I mean? I got hit. A plane went down.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, not to that extent, but it's like, dude, we gotta be all on the ball. You know, this component's gotta be tested correctly.
You know,
what I mean?
it's jiu-jitsu. I tell you, I've been doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah, and I've been obviously
True Blue leader. Thanks for following me, man. Sorry.
What's up? Yeah. I've been doing it since 98. You know, before it all became mainstream, and I started, on 50 in a small little school. It was a few of us, and man, it was. But I tell you, from then to now, many great relationships. Some of my best friends from jiu-jitsu. Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, dude, my best friends are all. I met them at the academy, bro, and we're still friends to this day. And
dude, and so many smart people, man.
So many. It's the only place where you can roll, sweat, and just you can have an ex-convict, you can have a doctor, a lawyer, a police officer, a firefighter, all be brothers. And they don't see. The ex-con ain't gonna see that he's a cop. The cop ain't gonna see that he's an ex-convict. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's the ultimate neutralizer.
Yeah.
Everyone is a jiu-jitsu player.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you see, and everyone's a buddy.
Dude, yeah. I mean, it was crazy, man. Just the amount of relationships I had with. I used to go to another gym. Not gonna mention it. Don't want to badmouth it.
Right.
But there was. I mean, dude, I went to this one, right? And I'm gonna shout out Brad because he'd love it. Right? Yeah.
Papa B. The mayor.
Orlando BJJ, right? Dude, so many smart people, and the way Brad runs it, it's just that he keeps all the wrath out, man.
Brad is, I've known Brad 20 years. 20 fucking years. I've known his son 20 years, Derek. You know Derek?
Yeah, Derek is awesome, man.
Derek's my boy, dude. Like, I've known them for years, and Brad... Dude, I look up to that man. Fucking smart business. Shrewd, but a smart businessman. Props to him. Doing a great job. And that's someone who loves the sport, man. That is someone who loves the sport.
Dude, yeah. And he entered it in what?
I actually sold him that building.
Did you really?
Yeah. I actually brokered that deal. Yeah. 2000, gosh, what was it? 2001? No, 2012? 2011?
Dude, it's a big-ass building, man.
Yeah. But, dude, you should have seen it when we it's calm. He's put that thing together. It was bad.
Really?
Yeah. It was bad.
I mean, dude, he took that building. What a perfect building to put it in.
Dude, he don't do it for the money. Let me tell you.
He loves it, man.
He loves the sport. Then that man, in 60, I believe he's 69, 68.
68 by now. 68.
And let me tell you.
69 this year.
He whoops my ass.
Dude, he went into NCAA wrestler. Oh my gosh, dude! I was I was like,
his grips.
Mess with this
dude,
guy.
I love going because I learned so much from him. It's like he teaches me so much. Brad, how you do it, Brad? And it's just someone who just loves the sport, man. And he loves people. He's a good guy,
dude. And what's so funny is that like he's going light with me, right? But dude, he's still heavy. He's still like, and not heavy as in out of shape. He knows how to put it. He knows how to put the weight on. Like you're going to know who I'm talking about. There's a girl that's there, brown belt. Think about it. Okay. Dude, she is smaller than me, and dude, I can't fucking do anything.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, just like, she'll just house.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get her off.
No, that's good. That's
you know
good,
what I mean?
man.
And like everyone at the gym is just so awesome, man. So you were a cop. At one point, did you say, I know you told me a story, but at one point where you're like, dude, fucking, I'm over this. I want to do something different.
Well, it was a small incident that happened at where I was at the office I was at.
And I know you told me the story. You don't have to share it if you don't want to.
Yeah, it's just a long story. I'll share it in the next episode.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's a great story though.
Okay. Okay.
But it had to do with an investigation that had nothing to do with, and I was like, I can't believe these motherfuckers are trying to, I would take a bullet for these motherfuckers here.
Yeah.
And I'm being investigated. Are you fucking kidding me? So it just left a really bad taste in my mouth. And during that time, that's when I took my license. That's when and I said, you know what? I'm getting paid. I'm going undercover. I'm buying kilos of cocaine at the Dolphin, at the fucking Florida Mall food court, doing big deal. I mean, if no one knows,
right?
All right, the biggest drug deals in Orlando happen at the Disney resorts. Just so you know, and I'm telling you from experience because I bought a lot of cocaine there.
Well, I remember at one point you were telling me that you got so comfortable you went in there without a gun.
I would go in. I'd go in with. There'd be 5 guys. Fucking in a room. The AA SWAT would be next door. And I'd be in the room alone with guys, they all got guns in their waistbands, and I'm walking in with $500,000 cash. Yeah. You know? I walk out, boom, SWAT goes in. You know? But it was dangerous. And again, I got very comfortable, and I think, you know, because God's grace, he got me out of there before I did something stupid.
During that time, did you realize you were getting comfortable?
I did. I used to get in. I was never very tactical. Okay, I wasn't a SWAT guy, you know. But all the guys that were working in the drug squad were all SWAT guys. They were like elite guys, you know. But I was the one who was the badass. That was the jiu-jitsu guy that would kick everyone's ass, right?
Yeah.
Then they would, you know, Gomez, join SWAT. Gomez. And I'm like, nah, screw that. I like beating up people. Right? I like beating you SWAT guys up, you know.
Yeah.
So.
I like wearing regular clothes.
Yeah. So I mean, and I just it was a lot of fun back in the day. And again, I was you know, I speak Spanish, so a lot of the time I was.
You were there. You were the guy.
I was doing a lot of work for the feds, undercover work for the feds, and things like that. So, I was young and stupid, you know. So.
Well, probably a good time to be young and stupid too. I mean, no kids yet. Were you married during that time?
I wasn't. No. It was just a lot of, you know, piss and vinegar I got out of me, you know. So, and things happen for a reason, and thank God I got into real estate and never looked back. And like again, I'm a big believer things happen for a reason, you know. So I could have, you know, I was working, and during that time, what's funny was I was working a big, massive deal. I'm talking massive, like 7,000 kilos coming in, and I was supposed to fly and go undercover in Central America, okay? And we had it was like a 3-month investigation. I had phone taps. I mean, it was huge, okay? So the month prior to me leaving, it's when it all happened. So God knows if I would have went and something would have happened to me there, you know? I don't know. God had other plans.
Right.
Because who knows, he's took me out of danger. We don't know, you know? Yeah. I'll never know. So... You know,
well, it's good probably not to know, right?
right, exactly. So,
dude, that's awesome, man. I remember my dad. He was talking about, because at this point, I was starting to do jiu-jitsu. I'm talking about 2009, 2008. Let's say 2009.
Okay.
Right? By the way, it was so funny, man, because like that whole market crash was happening. We didn't know.
Really?
We had no idea.
Are you serious?
Dude, like we never really had any money, but my dad was making money.
Oh,
right?
Okay, nice.
You know, because, you know, doing all this, right? So I told him, and I'm afraid to tell him that, like, I want to.
Were you still in high school, or you just?
I was in high school.
Okay. When you started jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
10-year white belt, bro. Like, yeah.
Damn. Are you serious? Damn.
Yeah. So like my dad was like, I was afraid to tell him, like, I want to start doing this, right? Like, and I don't know why. It's like, I'm like, I wasn't telling him I was gay, right? Right? I'm not, you assholes. Anyways, but like, I really wanted to do it, and I just thought, dude, he's gonna think it's a phase, right? All right, whatever. I build up the courage and tell him, listen, look, I want to do this, and I went. He goes, all right, go for a couple days. Dude, my first day, I got fucked up.
What?
Dude, this eye closed. I had
Shut
a knot
up.
right here.
Why would they do that to you on a first day?
I'll tell you where it was.
Oh, man.
You probably know where it's at.
The jungle.
I'm trying not to badmouth anybody.
No,
man.
listen, great guys. I know.
They're awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. And trust me, I got a lot of friends that trained there. I know all those guys. I grew up with all those guys training.
Dude.
I know Mike Lee and all those. Yeah.
Mike Lee was fucking awesome.
Yo, the guy's a stud. Straight stud, dude. He's one of the OGs in MMA. Like,
he's a real deal.
He's been doing MMA, I think, since like the early '90s. You know?
Yeah.
Like, he's the real deal. Great guy.
Like during that time, probably one. I don't know if he was one of the only black belts that were there, but he was a black belt that was there, and he was
him, Thiago.
And yeah,
Thiago's a stud.
So I man, I remember Thiago. Dude, he was fucking scary too. Anyways, so I get messed up. My dad's looking at me. He goes, "So what do you think?" I'm like, "I need to go back."
Damn.
Because dude, that was like I had such a fear of like not knowing how to fight. Because I was on the wrestling team. That was it.
Yeah.
Right? And that didn't last long. And I was like, I need to know this. This is fucked up. Right? Like, I got messed up by a skinny kid.
It was awesome, wasn't it?
Dude, yeah. I'll never forget it. And he just thought, okay, dude, he paid a whole year up front.
No shit.
And I was like, all right, I'm doing it.
No shit.
Dude, I found a way to the gym. From Colonial all the way up to Mills. I walked, took the bus, got a ride.
What?
Any way that I can get there. Mike Lee was so cool that he would let me in the gym like 3 hours early.
No way.
Yeah, he's just like, listen, you can hit the bag, you can sleep, whatever.
Really? Cool, man.
Dude, it was, but like, man, it was cool. And then, it just kind of took on. So like this whole phase, 10 years later, I'm still kind of doing it.
Training. No, dude, you gotta stick with it. It's the best thing. It's therapeutic. It's, after leaving the gym, it's a great feel. It's like a high, right? Like all these endorphins are released, and you can't really explain it to anybody.
Yeah,
they don't get the cobwebs all out of your lungs.
They don't understand it. It's just like I don't understand how you get hit in the face. I understand how like you can deal with sweaty guys, right? Like I keep getting that, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you just don't know.
And it's the camaraderie, like it's like a family, that you just get close to these people.
Well, this place is.
Yeah.
This place is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's just like I wish I was there more often.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, shit, you could walk there.
That's why.
Do you walk there? Oh.
Yeah. I try not to say where I'm at, but like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way I built my life was so irresponsible, to where I'm building everything around that.
Nice.
Yeah. So
that's
like,
awesome.
So I'm hoping that like that's gonna be there for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the way Brad's doing it, most likely is.
Yeah, it is. And look at all the world champions that come by and
world champions that come by, and then world champions that are coming out of there.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
Dude, the guys are getting so. I mean, bro, when I was there, when it started, dude, Tito had just got his blue belt. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Dude, Tito was like, and now look, dude, Tito
he's a brown belt now.
Is nasty.
And dude, he's so funny too, man.
And like he like whoops up on me, like he takes it easy on me. I think, come on, like, he's like so nice because a black belt, So he's trying to be respectful. So I'm like, Tito, just fucking kick my ass, right? I don't care. It's just gonna motivate me.
I think a lot of jiu-jitsu guys are like that. Like the respect is like, listen, look, we hugged before we did this. Let's go.
But I want, for me, what's funny is like when I'm there. And dude, I don't care. I mean, I'm getting my ass kicked by purples and brown belts because obviously I don't train as much as I used to. I had I don't know if you knew, I had major surgery. I blew out my knee a couple years ago there. Okay. My quadricep tendon severed, just doing a drill, and it sounded like a shotgun. Really? Dude, I had to get taken to the ER. It was bad, dude. So I was on a straight cast for fucking 9 months. So ever since then, my knee, every time I would go back, would always swell. I'm like, fuck, but so now it's fine, but now I'm busy with work, so I'm like, fuck, I gotta get back in there, so at least I take my daughter, she can go and train, but I try to get, I gotta try and get in there, and
I think that's pretty awesome that you take.
Yeah, I mean, but I shouldn't have an excuse but I should be training at least once or twice a week.
Well, it kind of makes sense, man, because like when I had the business, I was doing jiu-jitsu every day. That business went under. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because all you want to do is jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You don't care about nothing else.
Oh, dude, super addicting.
Yeah. And I tell people, when the bug bites you, that's it. It's done. That's all you're going to do. You're going to go to, you're going to love it.
I woke up this morning because I didn't have to go to work today, right? Mm-hmm. I woke up this morning at 5 to get ready for jiu-jitsu.
You go to the 6 o'clock class?
No, there's no 6 o'clock class today.
Oh.
That's just me getting ready.
Oh.
I'm just like, oh, dude, yeah, I'm drinking my coffee. I'm like, dude.
And you're like, oh, shit, there's no jiu-jitsu.
And well, now she's like, I don't want you to go today.
Oh, man.
I'm like,
spend time. Shit. Yeah. You're going too much. Come on. You need family time.
Yeah, man.
You got to balance it. Yeah, you do. Yeah. It's easy to just focus on jiu-jitsu and, dude, sooner or later you're going to want to...
Well, it's real easy to let hold of anything.
Yeah.
You got an addiction to it, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, speaking of world champions, dude, Henry Cejudo. Cejudo? Yeah.
Cejudo.
And TJ Dillashaw tonight.
Dude, that's going to be a great fight. I still think Cejudo lost his last fight versus Demetrius Johnson.
I gotta look over it again. I thought it was pretty good.
It was a very close fight. I think Demetrius won that. I think to beat the champ, you got to really convincingly beat the champ, right?
Yeah.
You can't just
like devastating.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just do a little
like McGregor, Khabib. Like that was.
Yeah, that was an ass whooping. Oh, dude. You know, again, I like Henry Cejudo. I like Cejudo, but I don't think he did enough. And I think Dillashaw, his hands are so, I think it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, man.
But Cejudo's wrestling is retarded. It's like super different level.
Well, it's so funny, right? Because I saw a video of him going over like a wrestling drill.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't realize how fucking short that dude was.
Oh, yeah. Like, you mean when he was entries on each leg and moving to each leg?
I don't know. I think he was doing more of like a skyhook type drill, but dude, he's fucking short, man.
It's gonna be a good fight. It's actually at 8 o'clock. It starts the
prelims.
I think so. Yeah. Damn, it's gonna be 8 already.
Dude, we've been on here. Yeah.
No.
See how fun this shit gets?
Yeah, bro. It's almost 8 o'clock.
Yeah. I'm telling you, 3 hours is easy on here.
No wonder Joe Rogan goes over 3 hours all the time. Shout out to Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
right.
Man.
Black belt on the Machado or Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Machado and then 10th Planet.
Right. Yeah. Something like that.
Which is crazy. Do you watch a lot of Nogi? I'm a big fan of Nogi.
I like it. I like the new kid that Gordon Ryan, King Gordon.
I haven't seen him yet.
The kid from New York, the white kid who's beating everybody.
Oh, dude.
He just fought in the Nogi Worlds, tapped everybody.
Really?
And then I think he beat who did he beat? He got the gold, double gold. I think he tapped everybody except for one guy or two guys.
Dude, what did you watch the end of the year UFC? Ryan Hall against BJ Penn?
Oh man, yeah.
Fuck.
Dude, BJ. Dude, he turned the wrong direction to get out the heel hook. He went the wrong direction. He needed to roll the other way.
Dude, what was so awesome is that like
that entry was sick, huh?
Tito was teaching that entry that day.
He was?
Yeah. I was like, oh, because dude, I was trying to learn that Imanari roll.
Yeah.
For like so many years, and I was like, dude, he does it so fast, and I'm so thankful that like Tio's like an instructor that's just like, he takes his time, and he taught it, and I kind of like this.
Dude, that's
the way he taught it. The way he taught it, because there's people that teach it. I'm like, dude, I don't get it.
I gotta go to his classes, his Nogi classes.
His Nogi is the shit, man.
Yeah, I know.
And
it's Saturdays, right, or something? No,
Saturday at 8:45.
Yeah. Shit.
Orlando BJJ. Saturday
Shout
at 8:45. I didn't get the camera shit, so but it's hard. This is why I need the moderator, right?
Yeah.
But dude, I was so happy of like the way he taught it, because he taught it, and everyone in that class got it.
He was teaching me the honey hole. You heard about the honey hole?
No.
Oh, dude, that's the one Gordon Ryan's beating everybody with. You got to look it up. YouTube. If everybody look at honey hole.
So I got a funny story for you, right? So I got the business. I'm doing jiu-jitsu, right? And there's this kid named Andrew who had a big afro at the time. I just saw him like a couple weeks ago. He's lost the afro now, but he asked me like, "Do you berimbolo?" And I'm like, "It's been like a year." Dude, what a change, right? A year will do to you.
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck is a berimbolo?
Oh.
Dude, I'm like, what?
Everybody's so easy to get out now. It's like,
yeah, now.
But when it started, and everyone's like, oh shit, what do you do? You know?
Yeah.
The Miato brothers were all doing the berimbolo, and
or like worm guard was a thing.
Yeah, War Keenan with the worm guard, and now it's Gordon with the honey hole, and I'm sure people are gonna figure that honey hole out. And I mean, dude, there's a big Grand Prix coming up. He's gonna be him and Bushesh are gonna fight, and a bunch of stud black belts.
So here's another episode I want you to be on, and I want to do a few more like real estate episodes.
Absolutely.
And I do want to get the computer up just so we can, because if I run on this computer, the bit rate's gonna just lower everything, right, and slow the thing down. But I do want to do like a jiu-jitsu type podcast where we're kind of just watching.
Oh man,
and I think that'd be
awesome.
For you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, just kind of fill this room, and I'll just throw like just the same thing on both TVs.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You know what I mean?
And just fucking break shit down.
Yeah.
Right? Talk about it.
Yeah. I'm probably not the best person to break shit down. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Oh, that's what I was talking about. So, 10-year white belt, right? My dad.
Why so long?
My dad didn't want me to belt test back then.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He thought he didn't want me getting in deep shit, you know? And
or go fight MMA. Right.
I think
probably worried about you going to fight MMA. That's what
maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Not really a conversation.
Like, oh my god, my son's gonna be in MMA. He's gonna get his fucking.
Well, I think what it was is that he was worried about it getting to my head, right? So he had a rule. He's like, listen, if you fight, and I hear about you fighting outside the gym, and I hear about you fighting, you win, and you leave. Don't stick around, right? That was one of the things.
Right.
And I don't want to hear about it.
Right.
I don't want to hear anything about it. Right. So, not too many times where that's happened, right? There was one time where my eye was closed, and I had a busted blood vessel like right here. Damn. I still have scar tissue here, right? Damn. And we went to the hospital just to make sure I was okay. And you know, that was that. But he never heard about what happened, right? But yeah, I always kept it under wraps. And I always kind of, I was afraid to fight. Even to this day, I'm a little bit afraid to fight, unless I'm defending myself. But even if I was defending myself in school, like if there was kids ever talking shit to me or whatever, I was like, dude, I want to destroy you right now, but I can't because I might lose this. I might lose jiu-jitsu. Because my dad said, if I hear about you fighting, we're done.
Yeah. No,
that's going to be out.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I've been doing it, you know, and remember when I started, it wasn't. No one knew about it. It
wasn't like, popular.
Yeah, it was before the Ultimate Fighter show. It was, I mean, and like me and my buddies, we'd go downtown Orlando, and we'd get it. Dude, we probably walked away from more fights than, I mean, we fought a lot downtown, and you'd be 5 dudes sleeping on the dance floor.
Yeah,
you know, because it wasn't even fair, right? But we probably walked away from more fights than anything, dude. I probably walked away just. You know, unless someone really physically came up to you and just fucking hit you, then you defend yourself. But someone talking shit, motherfucker, hey, you pussy, all that, dude, like, whatever, take it easy, bye-bye. Yeah. You know, have a nice day. You know, because it's not worth it.
Yeah, having a drink. Yeah.
You know, even if you're a black belt, though, think about it. In the streets nowadays, people got knives. You know,
you don't know what you're dealing with.
Yeah, now. You get arrested. Someone come with a gun. I mean, it's just, and I tell this for everybody out there, just walk away. It's not fucking worth it.
Well, someone. I don't know if I should even say his name. He had a friend. The
bouncer downtown.
No,
they got killed at.
Ooh, no, I didn't hear anything about that. But,
you didn't hear about that?
No.
Oh, dude, it was when we used to train at Gracie at Marcio's. I forgot the kid's name. He was bouncing downtown. He went to, I guess, break up a fight or something. He was kicking these 2 brothers out. The fucking guy, I guess, stabbed him and broke a glass bottle and fucking shoved it right in his chest, killed him. The kid was a jiu-jitsu blue belt. Yeah,
and a blue belt back then was kind of
he died.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not. I mean, and he was a bouncer, but
that's kind of one of the things too, why I like kickboxing so much, where
you get in the fight, bat, you know, with your hands and be done.
Well, that too. I mean, I know jiu-jitsu, right? And I know how to wrestle, but if I'm on the ground, I can get back up.
Yeah.
And that's all I want to do. I want to get back up. Because one of the things is that, like, dude, you don't know what's going on. You don't know if the guy's got buddies. You're going to get stomped out.
Oh, dude.
You got a high chance.
Kicked in the face and you know, in the head, and you go unconscious.
Forget it. You know?
Not worth it. Walk away.
Walk away if you can, right? But if you're already in it.
Or if someone puts their hands on you.
I want to throw hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I say. And dude, that's what I tell everybody. Boxing is the best. I mean, boxing is the hardest. You can end the fight in a crowded club easily. What are you going to do? Jump guard in the fucking middle of a club with surrounded by a ton of people. No. You can end the fight with bat, combination,
and
boom, and walk away.
Get out.
Yeah.
So that was, and I think that kind of ingrained in me with my father's role, where it's just like you win and leave.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
stick around. He gets his buddies, or his buddy sees it. Now 3 guys are on you.
So okay, so this is what happens. I'm not going to mention his name, but he had a student, who was at a club, and this guy started pushing him. He's like, "Listen, just let me go," you know. And he threw a combination. It was quick, and he dropped him quick, I guess, right? This guy got so pissed off. He went to his car, came back in the club, and shot him.
No. Here in Orlando?
I don't know where it was. I think it was in Orlando, though. He survived it, but he stuck around.
Leave. Haul ass.
Just get out.
Yep.
You know? So it was, yeah.
No, it's that's the truth, man. And it's not worth it. Like I said, it's that, I mean, obviously that's the worst thing that can happen, but I mean, even getting arrested, you know? You get arrested, you know, if you got a good job, I mean, I don't, you know.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it, man. And again, I think people should train martial arts so they don't have to fight, you know?
Well,
that's kind of what I'm
don't worry about it. It's not even on it. Yeah.
Oh, the camera's right there, yeah.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not even going to that camera.
Oh, there it is. I fixed it.
Yeah, that's all right. I keep bumping the table anyway.
Yeah, so, you know, they should train martial arts so that they don't have to fight. You know, it's easier to walk away.
Well, that's another thing, too. Like, it's like, I think people should train martial arts just to calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true. Dude, and martial art, even for kids, man, like, it's been a difference for my daughter. You know, she's 7. I got another friend of mine who's got, you know, she's a single mom, and she's got a son who was, you know, getting in trouble in school and, you know, going through some things, and he's a 7-year-old boy. And she was going to take a 7-year-old to a psychologist, you know, to get to therapy. Like, I'm like, a 7-year-old in therapy? I mean,
why? Yeah.
Listen, maybe I'm not a doctor. Again, maybe, right? But I said, do me a favor. Take him to jiu-jitsu. Try that before you take him to therapy, you know, and go see a counselor. Jiu-jitsu's changed the kid. He is fine now, you know? But, again, the kid needed an outlet, right?
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu's his outlet.
And kids just want to wrestle. You know what I mean? They just want.
And the kid's getting good. He's competing now.
Yeah.
Like, he needed that, and now he's a great kid. Yeah. He needed to get all that energy out. Shout out to Gracie Bajao.
Yeah.
That's where the kid goes. I won't mention the kid's name.
Brad is like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, it's okay. He knows because he knows them too. He knows who they are.
Perfect.
We all trained at the one school before.
Yeah.
So we all know each other.
Okay.
You know. So dude, we all have love for each other.
Man, but it's like, dude, it's, I don't know, man. I think a lot of people need it because people have like that false sense of, I don't want to call it a false sense of security, but that false sense of like, man, if that dude did that to me, I would do this. Like, dude, you don't know how strong people could be. Dude,
I mean, look at our look at our head instructor. How unassuming is he? No, but how unassuming?
Dude, I saw him at Target. I'm like, and just normal clothes. I'm like, dude, you don't fucking nothing.
And he could kill someone in like 5 seconds. You know?
Big guys at that too.
Yeah.
Big dudes.
Dude, when I started jiu-jitsu, I was a bodybuilder. I used to bodybuild. Yeah. Dude, I was like 260 pounds.
Really?
Jacked. Bro, I mean, I was
really? You're jacked now, but
I was juiced to the gill. Okay, like all kinds of steroids and everything, right?
Yeah.
And I was getting my ass kicked by, like you said, little guys.
Oh, dude.
So this shit's not supposed to be happening. I'm stronger than these little motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
And that's where it clicked. I was like, dude, I gotta learn this. I gotta learn this. I'm getting my ass kicked. This ain't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And they're using technique. I'm gassing out. I'm using strength.
This is bullshit.
You know, and dude, I used to go home. I used to fill my sinks up with ice, water and ice, and put my elbows in there for 20 minutes each elbow. Because from getting armbarred so much. My elbows, and I used to have to take Advil because my get tapped out so much. You know, and back then it was brutal. People they'd hold the armbar and be like, call me daddy. You know?
Dude, it's so funny because like my cousin in Boston, he does jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he does it anymore. I don't even know what belt he is, but last time I was up there, 2011, he was a purple belt. So he was teaching the class, right? And that was like my first time I ever did gi, and way different with gi.
Yeah.
You know, My dad's going nuts. He's like, just grab the collar. I'm grabbing the head, right? I'm just like, I'm just used to this, right?
Yeah.
And he said that there was this guy who was a hockey player. He was getting beat by like this real small guy. And he's like, listen, look, because he's big dude, 6'3".
Yeah.
Probably 220, right? He's like, listen, just grab their leg. And every time you feel him move, just shake it. He goes against like the head instructor of the school.
Yeah.
Just shaking him. Just like, you know, every time he feels like he's about to get beat, he just...
Yeah.
But he wouldn't let go of that
Right.
The pant.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was so funny.
That's
The
so
instructor's
funny.
getting pissed. One of the guys would grab his own collar.
So
He would
he can't grab. Yeah, so the other guy can't grab.
Yeah.
We'll just go. Yep. Start like this.
Yeah.
So it's hiding the lapel so that you can't get the grip. The
Can't
lapel
grab
grip.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
and
was
then-
like if you didn't do no gi,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I haven't done no gi in years, man.
I like no gi a lot. I need to start doing a lot more gi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's probably literally like 8 years since I've done no gi, dude.
Really?
Oh, I like the gi better. I do.
It's definitely a lot more. A lot of people are like, "Oh, well, it's not practical. It's not real." It's bullshit.
And you gotta be more aware of, you know, collar chokes, and
I'll be honest with you.
you can't slip out of arm bars because they're sweaty, you know, and
Exactly. That's exactly why I like no gi.
Yeah.
Because I can get out of it.
you can slip out of stuff.
But the gi will keep you honest.
Yeah. No, I like the gi a lot. So
You know, because I used to bait. I used to bait an arm and just hitchhike.
yeah.
Can't do that with the gi.
Yeah. Bait it and then just fucking pass. Just throw those legs around.
Anyways, man,
Dude, this was awesome, man. I can't believe 3 hours passed by.
dude,
This shit flew by.
I'm telling you, man, this is why I like. I gotta have you on for another episode because there's people that they're probably gonna be like emailing questions like, "Bro, you didn't fucking ask him this. What's wrong with you?" And,
Yeah.
And no, I'll have you on again, man. Real quick, we're just gonna cut it off here. Any plug you want to do? Your business.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone out there looking for some commercial space, we do tenant rep, landlord rep. We can sell commercials. You know, Sperry. Go to my Instagram, Sperry_CGA_Orlando, or see our my website, SperryCGA.com. I'm in commercial brokerage. If you want some residential advice or whatever, email any questions to my boy Wangilio here, and
Yeah.
I'll get them answered. I don't mind. He can, whatever it is, I'll email it. You can email it to me. I'll be happy to answer questions or
Yeah.
you know.
Or definitely just do another episode.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We'll do another. I'll be happy to do another. This was awesome.
Yeah, man.
We could talk about everything.
And real quick,
We can talk about how the Earth is flat.
And I definitely want to do like another. I definitely want to do an episode of just jujitsu and everything.
Yeah,
and
I
breaking
would
shit
love
down.
that. I would love that.
In fact, I got this camera here. It's
Okay.
It's like a gimbal, and I was just thinking of just like going to the gym on the mats, of just like having like,
Damn, look at that thing.
dude, it's
Looks like some you fucking doctor looks down your throat with your eyes with.
yeah, it's
What kind of shit is this?
dude, it's 4K. It shoots
Shut
4K
up.
camera, yeah, or 4K.
How much is this
resolution.
thing?
My dad got it for me for Christmas, so
Look at this little motherfucker.
it was like $300. Something like
What?
that.
That's
yeah.
it?
Yeah. It's fucking awesome. I'm gonna show you after the episode.
Holy shit.
But real quick, man, I want to go over this because it was this was the inspiration for the episode. There's a video going around on YouTube. This guy's name is Samuel Leeds. Have you heard of this guy? He's a real estate guy out of UK. What he does, you ever hear of like that statistic or that saying where it's like if everyone was like on a level playing field all over again, how fast would a millionaire make his money back? He starts from scratch again, right? And he does it in 7 days. Not make all his millions, but he makes passive income in like that 7 day period. So what he does is that they give him like 50 pounds, whatever that is, right? He's in a hotel. He's got 7 days before they evict him. So what he ends up doing in this 30-minute video, and he breaks it down to other videos too, is that he sells 2 HMOs to get the deal going for his rent-to-rent model.
Okay.
And then he rents them to like Airbnb and booking and all that stuff. But he does it in 7 days. And he starts making... I don't know if you've seen the video.
I haven't, but I'll look it up and we can talk about it next episode.
Yeah, man, it was really
interesting,
dude. It was a really cool episode, and I saw it. And
now, is that a TV show or it's just a YouTube guy?
It was a. I think he's like an author or something, and he was on Gary Vee's channel, and he asked him like, "What should you do?"
Yeah,
and he's like, "Try this, see what happens." And he did it, and he called it the.
Well, what's Gary Vee say? Like, that sells everything you have, eBay, make money, da 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 da. Right? I mean,
Gary Vee is like a big marketing.
Yeah, I know Gary Vaynerchuk. Yeah,
yeah.
He's a big.
So he went to like his conference, and he's talking to Gary Vee, and Gary Vee's like, "That's a great concept. You should do it." You know.
Wow.
And he did it, and dude, it was like super inspiring for like this episode. A lot of people are asking him questions, right? And I guess I mean, I won't go into his model, but basically he does it in 7 days.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, not making billions,
right?
But he started making passive income.
So you just got to invest that 50 and start making some residual or some.
So what happened was like that $50 was for him to like live off of. And what he was doing is that the way he initiated his deal was, I want to rent these apartments and I want to rent them out for accommodation. Mm-hmm. So Airbnb and booking, right? So he needed like $4,000 to get that deal going. So what they do, he sold 2 HMOs, right? And he goes through it from scratch.
Interesting.
Dude, it was, I'll show you the video after.
Interesting, yeah.
But yeah, this was like the main inspiration for that. And I know a lot of my friends were like really interested into real estate. And I'm like, dude, none of you guys are pulling a trigger here. Let me get someone I know, right? And I'm like, fuck, dude, who do I get? Xaxuca, bro. He's got, you know, he speaks English. He's a badass, you know, and he's.
I just read, man. Like I said, I fucked up more than him. That's the only reason, like I told you.
Well, that's the thing, right? Because everyone talks a good game, and it's probably best that like we get someone that's kind of just, you know,
keeps it real.
Yeah, and you know, because I'm an observer, man. I'll learn from everyone else's mistakes instead.
You have to. You have to. Well, brother, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
We'll
guys,
see.
we're gonna kill it off here. It's the sponsors Level Ultra Product Group, Xaxuca in the corner right here. You'll find him on Xaxuca_BJJ.
BJJ, yeah.
On Instagram.
Hit me with a follow. I'll follow back.
Yeah, man. And thanks for hanging in. I'll see you guys on the next one.